I guess those three were no match for you. Let me be your opponent now.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Core Show. This is Core. We talk video games and hang out and have fun. I'm Scott Johnson. I'm here with John. He's just here to help Luca and Frog Jagger.
That's me.
Did I get the reference right on those two characters?
Yeah. Okay. You know what? Good.
All right. I worked hard on that.
They're not usually on my team, though.
Oh, no? You don't take them with? Or you don't?
No, they usually hang out at the end of time.
How many in the chat know what we're talking about? Let's see how smart they are.
Luca and
also,
Frog.
I'm here, Scott.
Oh, and then also, hey, it's Beau. He's still on the Vanu Sovereignty's Most Wanted list, Schwartz.
Oh, shit. We're doing deep cuts.
Uh-huh.
Let it be known that Core is not dead, even though it's a day late.
Yep. Never dead.
They're accurate this week. What is this?
What is that?
The photos of our demise is greatly exaggerated.
Why is this a thing? Help me. Who? Okay. Oh, I get it. That's Mitch McConnell and his wife.
And the best part is, you see the eyebrows on the Core fan?
Yeah.
That's from Zoom.
Oh, Zoom's doing that now?
Zoom put, yes.
Okay, what if you move?
Oh, so that's not part of the Photoshop.
So if you moved the photo around a little bit, would the eyebrows jerk around?
It puts the eyebrows on. There's no eyebrow. Like, let me take a screenshot side by side here.
That's funny, dude. They didn't
And
give
I'll
him to.
post it to.
You put a Coke can on Mitch's head. That's great.
Yeah.
I am not dead.
How do you take a screenshot of your whole screen?
The American people. I have no idea. Windows. I have no idea. As far as my memory of how Windows does screenshots is that it's kind of bad at it, but I don't remember exactly.
Well, anyway, it's hang on. Let me turn off the feature. I got a better way to solve this.
Okay.
Let me go to video.
It's good. It's not a visual thing, so that the listeners don't have any idea.
I didn't expect to get this.
At least this didn't completely kill the momentum of the
yeah, we're all good.
It's gone.
Okay. Oh wait, I still see it.
Well, she has eyebrows, but they're not believable.
Oh, I see.
No, Beau's not talking about getting us on track. He's showing.
See, look, I'm changing the shape of her eyebrows.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Yeah. Oh, here we want pink. Okay.
That gives away. That makes him look like she shaved him. Oh, there you go, blue.
Yeah, there you go. See, then none.
She's wearing a Core T-shirt. Look at the support we're getting from Tennessee. And
I'm glad we saved this. I'm glad we didn't waste this in the pre-show where it would have made sense.
No, man, I planned this gag for a whole 15 minutes prior to the show.
That was wow, really? So we were. That's great.
Prior to starting, like before we got on, even though I was late, I was actually working on this hilarious meme.
It's pretty good.
It's supposed to be a second, but yes, there you go.
It's pretty good.
Hey, watch our show on YouTube, guys. I know you're audio listeners, but you want to see the visual gag?
Yeah,
let's go in and give us a view, bro.
That's right.
And then log off.
Just do the Frog Pants YouTube channel. You'll find the entire thing there. Also, here's what else you'll find. There's a deal going on right now for the John Show mug, which you're all familiar with it. Look at John's face. A bunch of you've already gotten yours. And the other one with Beau's Lake Run on it, the Lake Run mug, which I will now scroll down to. Both of these right now for a limited time, and I'm guessing these are going to run out before the show ends, but we're doing a flash sale on the combo of them. And basically, here's how it works. For the next 20 of these, John Show mugs and Lake Run mugs are an additional 20% off the already low price they're set at now. You can see this little deal right here. So if you get in there right now, get them while they last. 20 is all the codes will go for. As soon as the 20th code is used, done. It won't work anymore.
All the podcast listeners are getting double screwed.
That's right.
Screwed on a visual gag and then screwed by having to download the episode well after those are probably sold. And I don't know. Why don't you go and try it?
Yeah, why not try it? Now, chat says, what's the code? There is no code. It's auto-applied. I mean, there is a code, but you don't have to put it in. It just auto-applies to any order that has either of those mugs in there. So you'll get it. It only works once per person, though. So once you use it, it's done. But go check it out, frogpants.com, and click on store and get yours today. Have John's face looking at you, and John's naked bum, or Beau's naked bum looking at you.
Not my naked bum.
No, not your bum. His cartoon naked bum.
No,
Dr. Tolbert's giving away one of the John mugs now, in fact. So even a free one happening in the chat right now. Sorry, people who listen only. You might be too late. We'll see. I'll do one of these for you guys outside of this sometime. All right, we got to get into what's going on today, and we're going to start with the games we played. Guys, let's talk about PowerWash Simulator 2, the hot new game. John and I, turns out, so we try to talk about the games we played mutually, or at the same time, or sometimes together to start things, and that's exactly what happened this week. PowerWash Simulator 2 got Star Wars DLC, a little $10 DLC. We knew it was coming. It's just been a while since I'd last heard about it. Suddenly it was out, and I picked it up right away. So did John, apparently. And
well, they also put PowerWash Simulator 2 on sale, which I didn't have.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's great.
Yeah, I didn't have it. So I was like, well, I really want that Star Wars DLC for this game I don't own.
Yeah.
And then they put the game on sale, and I went, well, there's never been a better time to PowerWash than right freaking now.
Yep. And the first thing you do is Uncle Owen's and Aunt Veru's most disgusting freaking living situation. These people need to get, I don't know, call social services or something, because my gosh, dude, the homestead is a wreck.
I don't think Obi-Wan knew what was going on there.
No.
I assumed canonically within the world at first. I went in and I was like, well, this is rough. The Empire really let this place go to shit. They burned up all old Owen and Beru, and this was the result.
Yeah. But nope, you have a text conversation with Uncle Owen and Luke.
No, this is before, because Luke's talking to you about how he wants to hang out with his friends and stuff.
Yeah,
he wants you to be a driver.
Yep. And you're just a droid.
I think you need to mute the audio, though, Scott.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm getting distracted by the constant hum of power washing.
You have good ears. I had that on the lowest possible
I didn't hear
setting.
that either.
That's impressive.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you have good ears.
Well,
you know what? We talked about
my best physical qualities.
There you go.
Ears.
Yeah, you could hear that, and none of the rest of us could. Some in the chat probably
like
could.
That one day you will.
I have that app that plays the pitch that you start to lose. You're supposed to lose the ability to hear it in your 30s.
Yeah.
But I'll bet you still hear it. My wife still hears it too. I don't have it here. I don't know where it is, but
maybe when I got a ear. This is pre-show content again. But when I got an ear infection,
it's fine.
I had to get a test to see how much. Well, they were trying to figure out what was wrong, and I got a hearing test because I was like, I'm having a really hard time hearing, and they're like, well, let's find out. So they gave me a hearing test, and they were like, your hearing's great.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, that's funny because I can't hear out of one of my ears right now. So
was it an infection or something? They had to.
Yeah, it was a bad infection.
That's not fun.
Oh, I'm sorry. Man.
Well, now, okay, so.
But PowerWash,
yeah.
You know what would have gotten rid of that infection real quick? A good old power washing of the ear.
Yeah.
Keep it clean in there. And speaking of power washing, let's talk about the Skywalker farm.
Yeah, the Skywalker farm's a dump. It is really gross. I'll tell you what, though, it is also very gross in the cantina, which is Mos Eisley Cantina is the next one you do. Also very gross, but I kind of expected that, disgusting people working there. There's blue milk everywhere. It's just foul.
Just blue milk?
Yeah, the stuff they drink in Star Wars. Aunt Beru prepares for Luke, gives him a nice cup of...
Oh, I didn't realize blue milk had a history.
She doesn't want him to have brittle bones.
No, she wants him to grow up to be a big boy, big strong boy. Didn't work. But anyway, you do a very, very accurate rendition of that location. There are jizz instruments around.
I was gonna say you get to power wash some jizz instruments.
Yep,
so.
you got to clean up the jizz instruments.
Dirty jizz instruments all over the place.
Yeah, and the whole place is modeled. There's like you can tell the place where Greedo and Han Solo had their little argument.
Their disagreement.
Their disagreement that ended one of their lives.
Yeah.
There's other stuff like at the farm or at the homestead. There was one of the droids you got to clean. Once you've cleaned him, he starts walking around and making cool Star Wars droid noises. So it's like the little touches like that, and they use the sound effects and stuff from Lucasfilm. and all that. And even when you're power washing, let's see if I can get it to do it here.
I like how this guy's like parkouring around the room, like he's crouching in the corner to get that spot. And
He's
stuff.
hauling ass, this guy. Let's see. All right, listen to this. Okay, so it's hard to hear it, but when he first starts spraying again, it sounds like a phaser, or a blaster, I should say.
Yeah, I heard it. There's a bit of like extra articulation in the timbre of the opening sound.
And the thing on the floor, like the vacuum disc thing, it sounds like a probe droid going whoa, 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 like that. So there's a lot of little vibey, fan servicey things going on in this thing. But it wasn't until I got to the one after this, which is the AT-AT walker on Hoth. And that's really cool. Like just the idea that, hey, you're going to get to clean an entire AT-AT. Have fun.
life ambition fulfilled.
Yeah, and it's funny because it's post War on Hoth. The texts that you're getting in real time are from Lord Vader says we've wiped out the rebel cause. Everything's cool. And out in the snow, you can see snow speeders are like crash landed and smoking in different places. So this is like post War on Hoth, and your job as this cleaner droid is to go out there and like get on scaffolding and scale up the side of this giant AT-AT walker. I'll skip to that here so you can see it. And you got to clean this dude up. You got to get up there and make him clean. And
I think the thing that was neat is it gave me a big appreciation for the scale.
Yeah, same.
You know what I mean? Like, it's one thing when you're playing like a video game, because I know they've put these things in video games before too, but like first person, like getting to really stare at the thing and like get around it, you're like, oh, I feel like I have gained an appreciation for this thing. Although eventually they ask you to clean the underbelly, and what a royal pain in the butt cleaning the underbelly of the AT-AT.
Huge pain in the ass. I would argue that it's of all of the work I've done, all of the good hard work I've done in PowerWash Simulator up to this point, which is I've beat that game. I played every piece of content they had. There've been a release since that I didn't play, but I'll probably get around to it. Easily the biggest pain in the butt was getting onto that the riser step thing, whatever it is, and trying to get that underbelly and get all the nooks and crannies up there and kind of craning your view up. Big pain in the ass. Agree with you there. But I don't know. It's part of the deal. The Empire's a harsh mistress. You got to do what they need.
Well, yeah, they captured you. They captured you after the cantina. Mm-hmm. And they arrested you because you're a droid.
Yep. This guy's kind of... I see what he's doing. Never mind. I thought he was...
You can't build scaffolding under the belly?
You can. It's that little...
It actually won't let you put it there, the permanent ones, but there's a little raised lower platform that can go under the belly.
Yeah, I don't know where this guy's put it. Usually it's under it because it kind of wants you to use it. And you can also... It's weird that he's choosing not to do this, but you can... There's scaffolding like painters, like a painter's chair that you can like ride up and down and get to higher heights, and... That's how I did the legs here, so I'm not sure why he's doing this distance thing, but whatever. To each their own. I'm not really a scaffolding
the
guy.
only thing I didn't like about
critiquing this guy. He's like, this guy's terrible at power wash.
What kind of power washer this guy is?
Look at the lack of technique. So amateurish.
Yeah. The Mary McShee says the last thing you clean is much worse. Isn't that the Millennium Falcon? In the DLC, I'm not sure about that, but anyway, sorry, John.
I don't know. I'm up to a Star Destroyer bridge, and then I went back to the base game for a little bit because I haven't played it at all. So
that's right. Yeah.
So I went and got into the base game itself, and I've kind of been jumping back and forth between them. And I mean, there is something just very zen about this game. It led to both my wife and my stepdaughter immediately getting this for their phones again.
Oh, right. I forgot. I was on there. Yeah.
I think it's on Apple Arcade.
Yeah.
I think maybe.
Yeah.
And
how's that play? I'm asking the wrong person, I guess, because you would hate that.
They seem to be doing fine at it. I don't know. I would not play that way if you paid me, but they seem very happy.
I'm sure you're poking or you're fingering the aiming and
yeah,
right. Like that's how that works. All right.
Something, but I haven't gone to either of them and said, "Hey, how's the poking and the fingering going?"
I'm going to recommend not asking them that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that would not be the question that should be asked.
No.
So, yeah, I think this game's really good. It visually is a massive improvement over the first one. And this is all stuff you've said about it before, but it's been a while. So worth repeating, I would say. I think probably the coolest thing they did with this is what they did with soap, which in the first game was a thing I never did.
I hated it.
You just had to buy soap and then attach it, and then it would run out, and then you'd have to go buy more soap and then attach it. In this game, it's just a thing that you have, and you can only use so much, but then once you wash it away, you can use it again.
Yeah.
And it's always available to you, and it makes cleaning so much... Newsflash, everybody. Soap makes things get cleaner faster.
Yep.
It's crazy how this works.
Wild how it works.
Amazing, revolutionary new product, soap.
Yeah,
it's really good, and I think the game is more fun with it.
I agree.
Because there's something about getting something clean, but like it kind of fulfills this thing of like, well, I'm going to paint this, so it's dirty, and I'm going to paint it with soap, and then I'm going to get it clean. And it's like getting a double hit of whatever it is about this game that makes me feel happy.
Yeah, there's a little double dopamine for that, and I couldn't agree more. Like they made it more gamified. Obviously, it's not super realistic to think that you have unlimited soap, but in a kind of a cool down way. It's not really a cooldown, but the way you described it is right.
Because you can always refresh it, but it just removes whatever you've put down.
Right.
So you're only allowed to have so much soap, but if you decide like, I shouldn't have soaped that thing over there, I want to soap this thing over here, you can hit a button and it will give you all your soap back. It just takes it off of where it was.
Wherever it was. So if you've got a lot of excess that just landed in places you can no longer see on some of these larger jobs, the reset is a godsend because it's like, oh, sweet, I got all my soap back. So there's gamification stuff happening there with a game that, in theory, power washing's fun, regardless, realistic or not. Like, power washing in real life is a great time. I've only been able to do it a couple of times. Super fun, wasn't mine. Somebody else brought one, used it on cement. It's very satisfying. But it's messy and wet and shit everywhere all the time, and swapping out heads is not easy. So what you have is a game here that says, well, what if we made all the parts that suck really fast and simple? You just swap between a head. You just throw some soap up there. That soap will never be gone, truly. And then, this just let you clean it. It's great.
And if it's got soap, a little spray, it's perfectly clean.
Yeah.
You don't have to revisit it. You don't have to try harder. You just, did it have soap on it? It's fine.
Yeah. It's really cool. Like specific to because I talked about it earlier in the year when I beat it. I already liked it, but I do like these crossovers because it's just kind of a nerdy idea of like, hey, what's a fandom you're into? In the first game, it was Final Fantasy. What if we did a bunch of Final Fantasy shit? Cool. Yeah. Now, how about 40K? Awesome. Let's do that too. And then Star Wars, the biggest IP they've worked with. And as far as I know, well, who knows? I don't know what Disney's like to work with on stuff like this, but they did all the things you want. I want to clean the Millennium Falcon. Good news, it's there. I want to clean a snow walker. Good news. They have one of those too. And,
yeah,
there's something about
fun. It's like, it is for an audience. Like, you don't sit down to be like, I'm fully engaging in this. Like, it's something you do to either have something on a second screen, to be listening to something, or just to find serenity in an unserene place. Like,
yep.
That's what it's for. But I really like it. I think it's really good.
Yeah, and the cool little flavor text that you get when you're getting texts from Uncle Owen and then later the Empire and just whoever. It's a great way to kind of tell a story. In this case with Star Wars, a story you kind of already know, but you're getting it from this perspective, like the aftermath of this war on Hoth and the Hoth attack, and it's just kind of a fun new look at it, and they're having fun with it. There's some humorous stuff. They're kind of goofing, but it also just kind of seems like it's in universe and feels lore appropriate. So
yeah,
I'm into it. It's really good. Well done, PowerWash Simulator 2. I don't know what your next DLC is, but there is a very good chance I will get that too, because we like what you're doing. Probably
me too. I like it. I like that game. I was shocked that you played it, and then I remembered, that DLC just came out, so it makes sense, but it was so shocking to me that, like, wait, this is our mutual played this week.
I know.
PowerWash simulator.
How is that even possible? It's like
It
finding
doesn't
out.
happen that often that we even play the same games anyway. This just seemed like a really weird one.
Yeah, but we did it, and now you guys at home have to groove on it. I also played a crap ton of Black Flag Resynced. It turns out I think that's a very good video game. And I already did, but now I really do, and I think this is the definitive way to play it. Your mileage may vary. That's how opinions work. Not everybody's going to agree with that, but I think the changes they made to it, generally speaking, are all in the positive, and certainly visually is a treat to look at. Yeah, I'm just doing what you expect people do when they play Black Flag. I'm pirating.
Pillaging.
Yeah. I'm doing
plundering.
a lot of jumping ship to ship. Oh, I learned a trick. I should share this trick. This is something I'm pretty proud of. Not proud of, but I figured it out. So, because I'm sure everybody knows this, and I just am slow. In fact, this was probably easy to do back in the day when this game was originally a game, and it didn't need to be resynced 13 years later. But I was out in the water, and there was one of these big Spanish man-of-war monster ships, and I'm like, you can take out your spyglass and zoom in and see the ship, and it will tell you how much crap they have on board that you want. So like how much wood and gold and tea and all these goods that you want to have. And the bigger the ship, the more gnarly the ship, the more crew it has. Obviously, the more stuff they're going to have on there. And what you would normally do is build your ship up over time so that you can take on a ship like that and actually defeat it in a back and forth, an actual fight in the ocean. And then you board it. You wipe out a bunch of dudes, lower their morale, kill their captain, and then you get all their stuff. That's usually the process.
Right.
I did this thing on a whim where I was like, I want what's on that boat so bad, but I knew I was underpowered for the fight. And so I was just like dead set on it, though. So I said, I wonder if this will work. So I storm ahead of it. It's not currently aggroing me because I've turned my wanted level all the way down. It doesn't know I'm a problem. You'd think they would know because I have a giant skull and bones flag, but
Yeah.
whatever. It's fine. Out of sight, out of mind kind of thing.
Your GTA star rating wasn't high enough. Even with the flag, they were like, "No, he seems all right."
Yeah, he should be okay. So this is what I do, and I get up close to it, kind of parallel to it, and it's got the big thing plus 2 frigates and then 2 smaller schooner ships. It's a big Spanish galleon thing. I don't know what
fleet.
It's a whole fleet. There you go.
Yeah.
They got some mission, something important's going on. So it's daytime, which is always the best time to fight because you don't have a lot of fog or night to deal with or, other issues. So I get up there and I figure, well, what if I just like ram it? Will that give me an advantage? Or I don't know how this is going to work. Can I swing right over? And what I did instead was overshot, cut in front of it, let go of the wheel, because if you get aggro, you can't let go of the wheel. You have to fight on ocean. But if you let go of your wheel, which is like a long B press hold, holding the B button for a long hold, you'll let go of the wheel and then you can move about freely, like on an airplane. And I cut in front of it and it stopped and then tried to back up. So it went, and I'm like, oh, can I get on this thing while they're trying to it was like a traffic jam. And I went, I'm going to try. So I got on that rope, swung over there, landed, assassined a guy on the landing, sword fought everybody on the boat, wiped out the entire crew, scuttled the ship, meaning when I was done, it says you want to scuttle the ship, which means destroy it and leave it for dead. I did that, jumped back to my ship, and you see it go kaboom, bing, burn. It starts to sink. And then in my little inventory window, or my little achievement window thing, 400 wood, this much beer, all this rum, all of this goods that they had on that ship was mine all of a sudden. And I didn't have to fire a single cannonball to do it. I just had to fight hand to hand. Nice. And it was great. So it's a great way to get like a bunch of, extra shit, which will help me build up my ship for these ship battles, because the ship battles are fun. I don't want to avoid them.
Sounds like you wanted to avoid it.
I did in that case. And it worked for me.
It sounds like you cheated.
But it also felt like what a pirate would do,
Yeah, so, I mean, that's true.
Yeah.
You role-played. You didn't cheat, you role-played.
Yeah, I role-played this whole thing. So anyway, that was just one fun moment that I had that was kind of revelatory. I also found something I've been doing wrong. What was it? I can't even remember what it was. It was something I've just all these years I've been doing wrong in Assassin's Creed, and I finally figured it out. I can't remember what it was.
Haven't been killing anybody. you let them all go.
Trying to have a passive run. To
Give everybody a stern talking to, and then set them loose.
Oh, I know what it was. For whatever reason, I don't know why this is. I don't know what happened. I never unlocked the mortar weapon in my first time in that game years ago. And the mortars are badass, especially when you're doing this right here, taking on forts that you got to do. And there are a bunch of missions and reasons why you need to be doing fort work. And mortars are awesome. They leave the center of your ship like a giant middle cannon and go thunk, 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 like way high. And then they come down and just crash and just wreck those fools. So now I'm taking over forts like some kind of crazy person. And I still say this story is among, if not the best story that they've ever told in the Assassin's Creed games. I really think it might be. Like, I love Cassandra. I love the setting of Odyssey. I love the setting for Bayek and Origins. Like, there's a lot there for me to love and talk about. But the actual just raw ass, like, how is this story written and portrayed and acted and how it plays out? I think the Black Flag story is the top tier. And it's been a long time since I played an Ezio game, so maybe one of those would be it, and I just forgot. But it feels underrated as a story. Plus all the shit you just get to do. Like, I'm finding weird treasure stuff, underground passageways that end up having tons of treasure in there. I just got the diving bell not too terribly long ago, and I didn't mess with that much in my first run. This time I'm using it more, and that takes you way down to low depths, and you find all kind of crazy pirate shit. Like, it's just rewarding. The other thing I like about it is while the game has fast travel, because once you liberate a town or get synchronization points or whatever, views. What do they call that up there? Whatever it is. The high towers you go up, and it goes dee 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 with a camera around it.
Yeah.
Oh, what's that called?
Your perches.
The perch, the synchronization, because you synchronize. Save points, whatever those are.
They have like a name. I
and
know
you jump out and you land in some shit.
Yeah, and then you land in some. You land in some hay.
Everybody knows.
Yeah, some water, some hay, some soft thing, whatever. Once in a while it'll glitch and you land on a horse or something, which is pretty funny. But anyway, whatever those are, you can fast travel with those, like all Assassin's Creed games. That's a fast travel point. But this game is pretty brilliant in one way, and thematically, it's just lucky this is built into it. But getting around in the game, it encourages you to do it on your boat, to take the long way there, because along the way, there are rewarding things for you to get, do, have, including just there's shit floating and you're like, loot that box. Ooh, sweet. It's got a bunch of goods in it. There's a guy who's on a raft, pull him in and add him to the crew. You're just doing this with a button press, but this is all stuff you would be skipping if you just fast traveled. And there will be reasons for fast traveling, but I do it so much less in this one. And I think
because you know that the real pirates were the pirates we pirated along the way.
That's right, damn it. Who knows when there'll be a Spanish galleon worth cutting off in traffic and then boarding and taking their shit without having to shoot a final shot.
Yar, he turned off the seatbelt sign and boarded us. We had no idea.
It is kind of that. The other reason I like it is chat just said Animus. There's really no reason to do any Animus stuff in this at all. Like, there's no point in the thing, at least so far, where I get a quest and it says you got to go into the computer or the future and come out of the simulation. Like, this game is happy to say, nope, you're a pirate. You're in Pirate Town.
This so it doesn't do any breaks?
None of them. Like, in the old one, it starts with one. Remember? It's like you were in the offices or something, or
I don't remember it starting with one, but I remember like there were mandatory break periods because I always remember being I might be getting that mixed up with Odyssey too, where it's like, hey, do we want to take a break? And it's like, no, I don't.
No, I really don't want to leave this world.
I don't care what's going on. I didn't buy your pirate game to not pirate.
I feel like they had, it's so funny because I'm kind of split on it. On the one hand, I admire the idea that it's a grand idea to say that in the far-flung future, we're getting so corpo that we're even controlling time and we're messing with it. And we're messing with it in a way that it fiddles with this thousands and thousands years war between these two factions, the Assassins and the Templars. And it's, kind of almost Terminator style. It's like we've gotten to a place where we're going to have to start sending people back and fixing this stuff. I admire the grandiose idea and that enveloping everything and them trying to pull that off. I just think in the end, you don't need to. It can be implied.
They just never did anything interesting with it. That's the problem. It started as like, okay, it wasn't the best part of the game, but I think we all could see the potential there. And then 2, I think, kind of built upon it. And it was like, okay, maybe something cool is going to happen. And then it felt like at 3, they dropped the ball with the story so much that people are like, why are we even doing this?
Yeah, I think that's true. I think that you feel it, right? You feel it throughout the whole thing. There are moments that really matter, like Cassandra and that sword. Was it a sword? Spear?
No, it was a staff,
oh,
right?
It was staff. Whatever it was.
Because it's the doctor symbol.
Right.
Thing.
That stuff's great. I like that. Like when they have these moments of butting up, because they don't know what it is. Cassandra's confused. And I like that juxtaposition of there's some weird tech thing. They don't know what tech shit is, but here they are dealing with it, and it's kind of religious to them, and it's all that stuff. That's fun to experiment with, and I can fill in the blanks. You don't need to have me transport to the future and have Desmond running around in his pants, or in his jeans. I don't like that. So I'm glad they're not doing that. They didn't need to do it here, and so they didn't. And I'm glad about that. Man, look at these tornadoes on the water. Holy shit. Look at that.
Well, speaking of Cassandra, it's not on your list, but you told us that you felt compelled to revisit another Assassin's Creed this week, too.
All right, so this might be a little embarrassing. I don't know, maybe not. I don't care. You know what? I don't care. I'm going to tell you what I did. I didn't put it on my list, but I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
I played a little Odyssey. I played a little Valhalla, and I played a little Origins. And Origins I've beat. The main story, but there's a bunch of extra crap I didn't do, or I didn't 100% it.
That's fine. We all have replayed games on here.
Yeah, it's not that unusual, but it is a little unusual to jump around between 4 massive Assassin's Creed games.
That is weird. What were you doing?
Mainly it was like, oh, they changed this. This is interesting. This used to be, even control things like this used to be B, or the parkour thing was the trigger on one of these games. And on some of them, it's the newer ones, the RPG more like ones, they went with shoulder buttons and triggers for light and heavy attack, kind of Souls-like attacks. And you just kind of forget how these things tweaked. It's also weird that all of them use B to crouch, except for Black Flag Resynced. It uses B to dodge and X to crouch. So it really it threw me a little bit, right? But I'm always interested in just like these little changes, little tweaks or whatever. I came this close to firing up Syndicate on there because Syndicate in theory is way cool, and they should remake that next because I think Syndicate's pretty badass. Anyway, it turns out I'm a giant fan of these games, and it just makes me want to play more of them. So when I'm done with Black Flag, but I am focusing on it, I think I'm going to go.
Despite playing every other
Assassin's Creed. But I really do think what I'm going to do is go top off what I hadn't finished in Odyssey. Finish Cassandra's final storyline there. Not the DLC stuff. I don't have any of it. And then hop over to... I know Valhalla is huge, and it's stupid to even say this. I just kind of want to... I really like these games. It turns out, and I'll probably peter out.
We've all John and I have done this hugely, so do it.
Yeah, I just love them. So it's hard for me to stop, and I had a really hard time this week putting this stuff down. And I think, in particular with this particular game, I think they really killed it. It makes me excited for what the future of the franchise is. I think Hex sounds amazing so far. There's also some leaks about some other potential plans they're working on. It feels like they're going to get serious about giving the series everything it deserves because it's a big deal. This thing sold extremely well, made a shit ton of money, this remake. I just really like it. So anyway, Tsushima still burns. Sea of Stars still burns. There's other games burning.
Whatever. Like, I've been going through my library too, and it's like, the number of games that are they're just not gonna get played, man. There's too many. Just focus on what you're enjoying.
It's what you're into. That is kind of my mode right now. Is what am I feeling? And I'm really feeling this.
We're pulled in that direction to some extent because we do a show, and new games feels like new content. But if you're not like, it's not IGN. We don't have to play games that we hate because an article's due on Friday.
No, we don't.
We just don't have to be about that.
Yeah,
it's
but
nice.
Scott doesn't play Tsushima because he hates it. He gets it. He gets the shit because he said he was going to beat it.
Yeah, that's why people give me credit.
Sure, but like, it's being self-aware about. I mean, I might just be guilty of saying, like, being a little too hyperbolic and being like, it's crap or it's not good, when really what you mean is like, I'm just not that into you. Remember that meme thing from about breakups from like Sex and the City or something like that?
Yeah.
It's not that I hate you. It's just that I'm not that into you.
Yeah, there are a lot of games I think that
great. It looks amazing. I almost feel bad for not wanting to play it, but I'm just not that into it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Right now, there's so many choices. I'll tell you what is cool. Okay, so here's another thing I liked about throwing in the other games, the older games, just to kind of like look at them real quick. Let's see, Odyssey came out in 2017, 2016 for Origins, 2020 for Valhalla, and when they came out, they were they challenged your system's hardware. They were more detailed and had better graphics and way more stuff and way more distance to travel and all those sorts of things. And I always remember like trying to just make whatever concessions I had to make, like, well, I'll just drop down texture a little bit, that'll be fine, or whatever. It's so fun sometimes to go to things that still look really good, even though they came out in 2017. They still have a great art direction. They still look amazing. Like we kind of leveled off, right? We talk about this tail all the time. It's sort of leveled off fidelity wise. And this isn't to say you can't squeeze more out of it. I think the pirate one has definitely got some advantages over the previous ones, but not much over Valhalla and like the Japanese one, Shadows. They look a lot like it. And the thing is, when you go back to something like Odyssey and you play it again on new hardware, or you're just in a newer time when you've had newer hardware, they just run without you even having to do shit. Like, just run it at 4K at maximum everything. The bugs have already been wrung out of the thing. You're just playing it in its best possible state. So what if it's 8 years old? That's kind of how I felt when I hopped back in there. I was just like, man, this still plays and looks amazing. It's not like, oh, some shit didn't hold up. Like, it really looks good. So
no, that's a good series to revisit. I think, like you said, a strong art style, like consistently throughout, I think has really helped. Like, I think Assassin's Creed is one of the best looking games in terms of going for a realistic aesthetic. If you know what I mean.
Without being a bunch of stiff mannequins in the end.
Right. It manages to feel grounded, but just enough fantasy on top of it to where you're like, okay, this doesn't look boring.
Yeah, I agree with you. And they're not everybody's cup of tea. I get it. And I'm not trying to oversell it, but for me, this is just scratching the itches I have at the moment, and they're in a big way. So having a ball. And I will keep playing until Edward ceases being Edward. Actually, that happens a lot later. Oh, I learned a piece of lore. I don't know if this is a spoiler, but
let me tell you how it ends. Let me tell you how Assassin's Creed ends right now.
So the son of Edward Kenway, the main character here, that's okay to say, isn't it? All right, I'm going to say it. He eventually has a family. I just don't want players to be mad at me. They should.
Oh, for spoilers?
Yeah, it's not really a spoiler.
This game came out a long time ago, and you're talking about history, right?
Yeah, and it's connected to a game that came out even before that. So Edward Kenway has a kid later on in life. At some time in the 1700s, late 1700s, he's killed. You don't learn about it in the game, but Edward Kenway is murdered. And his son gets taken in by some other family. Anyway, he ends up getting sucked into the other side of this fight and gets raised by some Templars. The son does. I forgot the name of the kid. And when you start Assassin's Creed 3, the one that's set in early American Revolution.
Yeah.
George Washington, all that stuff with the Connor guy.
Yeah.
Connor, Connor's family is killed by Kenway's son, now adult, many years later. That game starts with you playing him, actually, and you think he's the protagonist, and he's not. But Connor ends up murdering him, which means, how did it work? Connor killed Kenway.
I really feel like I'm not following it.
There's a whole thing. Anyway, the bottom line was the beginning. The entire impetus for the beginning of 3 is all about Kenway's kid growing up to be a shit.
Gotcha.
And it was just like interesting. Anyway, there's that. It's not really a spoiler.
Yeah, somebody get Scott a family tree. We need to paint this out.
Yeah, I hadn't planned on explaining it. I've done a poor job, I think.
No, I got it.
All right, good.
It's a little sad though. I guess
it's
it
very
weird
sad
that I always root for a happy ending for protagonists, and that like never happens.
Same, and even when you do it, and in the end of the game, they're okay. You find out later. It's like somebody from the Wyatt Earp story or something. It's like, oh, that guy was great. Well, he was shot in the face 2 years later in a bar.
Yeah.
It's like, well, we're not talking about that right now. Like, I don't want to know about that. It was I did kind of have that feeling for a second. But anyway, I ran into a dude, I think it's Bayek's voice, the guy who plays Bayek in Origins, who I love, is this big Aztec assassin. And it makes me want an Aztec Assassin's Creed.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
That'd be a good setting.
Because they're running around in this, doing stuff, and you have to deal with them, and you do some Aztec ruin stuff. But every once in a while, meet somebody like that and go, oh, shit, let's go do an Aztec one. But I realize you can't make these games in a weekend or do them, they take forever.
Yeah.
So,
Assassin's Creed Survivors coming next week.
Yep. I love them. I know some people in fact, the Wraith just said it. AC3 was so boring, it killed the series for me until Origins. I think a bunch of people feel that way, although you missed 4, and that would have been a bummer, because 4 is this. Black Flag is one of the greatest ever.
mean, yeah, Black Flag is kind of the game that saved it. Like, it was originally going to be an offshoot. They threw a 4 on there because they wanted it to feel important so that they could get a good taste in people's mouths, because people didn't like 3 so much.
Yeah, there was a lot of hatred toward 3, although I think in some retrospect ways, people are a little softer on 3 now. Maybe more than they used to be. I don't know. Gamers, whatever. They jump all over the place. We all do it. I think that, if they came out and said, all right, and we're going to rethink and do 3 all over again now as a result of this success, or they're going to do Syndicate, upgraded version of Syndicate, or even the Ezio trilogy or something, go all in, dude. I'm ready to play your games again. I think I'll do it. Give it the new systems, be smart about them, the new graphical overhaul, like all that shit. I'm ready. Sign me up. Anyway, me and Ubisoft getting along this week. That's what's going on there. Who knows what next week will bring. Oh, I also did this. I played a shit ton of Far Cry 4. I'm not going to talk about this too much.
This is the one I'm probably the most disappointed in you.
What's wrong with Far Cry 4?
I did this as a test. You know how this is. I'd almost treat it like an experiment. I'm going like weirdly into the open world style of Ubisoft games and doing it with Assassin's Creed. And I went, oh, how's the Far Cry series?
Oh wait, you know what? I messed it up. I thought you meant Far Cry 5. I'm maybe less disappointed.
Oh yeah, 5 I haven't played. I haven't played 5 and I haven't played 6. 5 also reviewed better later on than we were led to believe in the beginning. I think there was I don't know what happened there. I can't figure that one out. I don't even own 5. But anyway, I bought 4 forever ago, back when it was like new. I got a deal or something, and then I never touched it. And I don't know what happened. I just didn't play it. And in theory, that would have been something I really wanted to play. I like open world shooters. I like collecting shit. Once again, climbing tall places to claim land and
climb something, get a lay of the land, take over bases.
Yeah.
Ubisoft games.
Yeah. So I thought, well, I have 4. Why don't I just see how 4 runs? And 4 is still like really pretty. I know 3 is considered like the breakthrough, but 4 is like more of that and still well regarded. So I thought, well, I'll do that. And you know what? Those Far Cry thing is all right. It's fun.
So next week, I played every part.
The loop is fun. And I installed the New Dawn or whatever that one's called, the one with the futuristic, the world ended, this one between 5 and 6, whatever that one's called. I think it's just called New Dawn. A lot of pink in that one. You have the the twin sisters that are wreaking havoc or whatever. It's kind of a Mad Max thing. Anyway, I did install that. I didn't play it. But I'll still probably poke around with it. I need to focus on what I'm playing with Assassin's Creed. But I'll tell you what, that stuff's all right. I hope they figure out a way to get wherever they need to go with that. Most people's disappointment in the past have been usually story reasons. Has very little to do with like the loop of those games, because the loop is fun, man.
I think Ubisoft fatigue is a real thing. I think for a lot of people, when you take every couple of years off, it's easier to not feel it. You know, like if I don't play every Assassin's Creed, so when I happen to play one, I'm like, oh, this feels fresh and new and exciting. I think if I played every Assassin's Creed, I'd maybe be getting kind of sick of it. I kind of felt that same way about Far Cry. Like, I think I played 3 and was like, oh, this was super fun, and got really excited about 5, and I think I played it too close to one another. But even then, I mean, I finished 5, but then it was like, oh, hey, here's 6 right around the corner. And I went, no, I'm good. I don't need more of this. So I think you like the loop, so I think maybe it doesn't wear itself out for you as fast. But, you know, I think Ubisoft, I think a lot of people just get fatigue with the sameness of their games. And I think your mileage may vary on how much of that you can tolerate. Yeah. I think you really like here's a map, go check things off the map.
I do like that. I like a compelling story, and I like a rich world, and I like all those things. But I really like it when it's not the same as just a sandbox. There's something else going on with these. But I'd like that there's a loop to it where my dopamine just resonates with it. That's what it is. My receptors are like, oh, yeah, that felt good. Let's go do another one. I get that with like every town I take over. If I see a bunch of dudes I'm going to go assassinate slowly one by one, or a place I'm going to come in guns blazing, or a ship I'm going to attack, it's like another one of these. And when I do it, my body goes, that felt good. Let's do it again. That's what I like. So anyway, that's where I'm at right now. We'll see. Maybe after this week I'll fatigue out and I won't do it for a while. I don't know, but I'm enjoying it. And maybe I may or may not have installed what's the other? Oh, the Ghost Recon game. That's the most recent one. I may have installed that. I didn't play it, but I installed it.
Oh, man.
Another big world, another bunch of places to unlock, bunch of stuff to rescue.
No. What are you doing,
I don't know.
I think the thing that it's not like what I'm feeling, I don't think is like a disappointment. It's just like, it's like somebody who never finishes anything telling you about all the things they're going to do tomorrow.
No, you're right. You're not wrong. It seems manic. It may well be. There's this Aztec chick, by the way. Check her out. She's awesome. I shouldn't say chick. She's a nice young lady. Anyway, we'll keep it moving here. But I also cracked open Granblue Fantasy Relink because it was gifted to me as a birthday gift from Dirty Llama on Steam.
Oh, very nice.
Wanted to thank Dirty Llama for that. I didn't do much. I kind of got as far as I could in an hour before I had to go to dinner or wherever the heck we were doing. And I haven't had a chance to do much more. Probably have to back burner it until this Ubisoft obsession goes away or something. But I'm very much looking forward to cranking on that. So big thanks to that. I didn't get the, what do you call it? The expansion that's supposed to be good. The Endless Ragnarok.
Oh yeah, because you were telling me about that. I thought that sounded pretty good.
Yeah, it does sound good, and it's getting great reviews, and it seems rad. But I figure if you're going to have the base game, you should probably do that first, and then makes sense. Not get crazy because it doesn't really. As far as I know, it doesn't affect the base game. Maybe it does. Anyway, I'll have to look at it. It's also cross-platform now, cross-save. So, in theory, if I pick up the PlayStation version again, I could cross-save it with that. I don't know why I would, but maybe I will. All right, that is what I did there. I've made progress on Elliot. Still a great game. I played that while I was out of town for my birthday. That was all I played, actually, when I was out of town. And a couple other indies. There's this game called Minegeon Renegades, I think is how you say it. And I just got it and just cracked it open. And at first glance, it's like, oh, a pixelated top-down roguelike of some sort. Sure aren't a shortage of those. But I think, speaking of loops, I think maybe they have something there with their loop. It's a combination of ideas from Vampire Survivors in things like leveling up from XP being dropped and then spending it on perks as you go during a run. But it's done without constant... there's bullet hell to it, but there are breaks between it because there's exploration and mining. So you might have a moment of chaos and things swirling around you because you chose a card that gives you a fireball that swirls around you. But it's not like one of those where you're just constantly fighting a giant horde. You have other things you could do between things. And it seems kind of interesting. So more on that next week. I don't know. I can't say too much because I don't know. That's what I got up to. John, outside of washing Star Wars shit, what'd you get up to this week?
Hold on. The one thing I had to look up, because there was one Ubisoft game you didn't talk about, and I was like, I'm shocked this isn't the one he went back to.
What do you got?
How long till you go back to Immortals Fenyx Rising?
I really liked Fenyx Rising, but that's a good question.
And install.
I don't know. Like, the problem with that game... Not the problem. It's not a problem. I played that kind of recently again, like less than a year ago. And for whatever reason, I don't feel super compelled to, but I don't know why that is. It's a great game. That game's awesome. Like, you liked it too, right? We were both into that.
Yeah.
That was a great game. I wish they'd do more or have a follow-up or something. Maybe they will eventually.
I don't think that game did well for them.
Yeah.
I don't think that game was a success.
They were trying to out Zelda Breath of the Wild and...
Well, the weapons didn't break, so I can tell you one category they out Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, that was good breath.
Yeah.
That was good breath. Well, anyway, so yeah, that is not currently installed to answer your question.
Okay.
But you went back to an old game too, Mr. Marvel Knights Midnight Suns. What's going on? What's going on there?
I'm playing Marvel Midnight Suns. I do know how this came to be. Okay, here was the path. If you want to know how we arrived here.
Walk us through it. Yep.
We're not too far from Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls, or whatever it's called, coming out. The fighting game. And I was watching some gameplay of that. And I was like, man, look at those Marvel characters fighting and stuff. That looks so good. Mm-hmm. And then I was watching a gameplay trailer for Storm, and I was watching X-Men 97, and I was just feeling it. I was like, oh, look at that. You know what's awesome? It's friggin' Marvel's Midnight Suns.
Yeah, man.
And they released a ton of DLC for that game that I never played because I liked Midnight Suns so much. I beat the game before any DLC came out.
Mm.
Yeah, me too. Same here. Like, I didn't try any DLC.
You guys both, you might both be into playing it again, I guess, then maybe.
So I loaded it up.
I sounded like an idiot just now.
Coming out in the next
I think you guys might want to have to go ahead and have it again to do it again.
What have you guys had an experience for a second new time?
Oh my gosh. I'm not smelling toast in here. Jeez Louises. Anyway, sorry, didn't mean to interrupt. What else you want to say?
Yeah, so I played it, and I was immediately reminded that, like, of two things. One, it is criminal that this game did not do better than it did.
Yeah.
This is one of the most fun, like, card battler tactics games I've ever played. Like, it's so, so good. But I also completely understand why it's like that. Because as soon as I started, and at first I was riding the wave. I was like, I'm gonna watch the cutscenes. I'm gonna run around the Abbey. I'm gonna talk to people. But it suffers from its own greatness because I like the combat game so much, and especially early on, the percentage of not playing the game but instead talking to people that you do is just way too skewed on the running around the abbey and talking to people side. And I just was constantly like, oh, please just get me to more of the tactics. I just want to play more of the game. But I powered through it by skipping cutscenes and mashing my way through dialogue trees. And as soon as I did that, as soon as I just accepted that I was not going to go on a narrative journey and I was instead just going to play fun tactics games with Marvel characters, I started having a lot more fun, and I got all of the DLC characters, and I have now played all of the characters, and I was pleasantly surprised by how much I like Deadpool, because usually Deadpool, especially in video game form, is a bit much for me. But I actually thought his depiction here was really good. His moveset is really nice. It's not over the top. Like, it's a good balance between he pulls out guns and shoots people in the head, and he does the SpongeBob SquarePants imagination and gives you resources by doing it. You know, like, it's not all whimsy, but it's a little of both, like you would expect with Deadpool.
Do you think the game suffered during its initial lack of success because of these narrative, the bogging down in narrative? Do you think? Or I guess what I'm trying to say is, you think that's how everyone else felt, or was it?
I think that's a criticism that people played felt.
Yeah.
But to me, you have sales. If, like, you have to have sales to have that be the problem, right?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I don't think the game sold well.
Yeah.
The estimates are like 750,000 units to about 1.5.
I think probably the biggest problem is around the same time that this game was trying to get attention and eyeballs, there was another video game with the same antagonist coming out, sucking up all the oxygen in the room, which was Diablo 4.
Oh, yeah.
Because literally this is a game where you fight Lilith, and it looks like the exact same Lilith. It's wild to me. Like, when she first comes out in this game, I'm like, why is it the same person? Like,
How are they doing? How are they not suing each other? What's going on here?
like, what is this?
Yeah.
I think this game is really good, but also tactics games are just not going to be for everybody. And I think you have an added layer of, like, card battler, but it's not quite a card battler. So I think, well, maybe it'll appeal to people who like card games, except it's not quite one. So maybe people who hate card games get turned away, and people who like card games are And same thing, but look, there's also tactics. Well, people who love tactics games might go, it's not enough tactics for me, and people who hate it are going to bounce. So I think it was a tough sell, but the game is just so good, and it just plays so well. And I'm happy with the DLC characters too. I think they're solid. The ones that they added is Deadpool. It was Storm. It was Morbius, who is actually a lot of fun. Like, when I realized I was on Morbius, I was like, I gotta go get Morbius. Right, it's Morbin time, I guess. Whatever. And I was not thrilled, but the depiction is really good. And his moveset's pretty solid too. He's kind of like, I think early on, a lot of people really gravitate towards Blade, and it's only later when you get up against a lot stronger enemies that you realize Blade is kind of not a great character in the game. Morbius is like kind of a good version of Blade. At least my initial time with him. I will also say I've not spent a ton of time with him. But Venom is in there as a DLC character. Once you finally beat him, I forgot how it's like 5 missions where they paint Venom as like, it's your final battle with Venom. And they do it 5 times. It's crazy.
So you got through the entire, did you get through the whole campaign during the
No,
week?
I'm not through the whole thing. Okay. I'm pretty far. When you skip all the cutscenes and stuff, you do pretty good.
Yeah.
I do like running around the Abbey, so I did kind of do that. But I am skipping most of the story, although I have tried to kind of watch the DLC stuff to a degree, because it is its own story. And the nice thing is all the DLC stuff has its own story. So it's all telling a story about like a bunch of vampires showing up, which makes sense because you got Morbius there. It gives them nice little excuses to clearly not have to have invited everybody back for constant voice work, because it's like, wow, it sure seems like all these Avengers, only one of them really seems to care about the vampire problem.
They're awfully quiet since I got this DLC. What's going on?
But you do get some nice moments. Like, again, I see chat trying to defend Blade. I love Blade as a character. He's just not it's not even his fault. It's the way the bleeding mechanic in the game works. But Blade is really funny, especially with the Deadpool one, because every time Deadpool is talking about joining your group through the like Hell Rift portal, you hear Blade go, "No!" Every time Deadpool's like, maybe I'll just hang out with you guys, Blade is somewhere going, "No, don't invite him." And it's a really good depiction of Blade. I like it.
Nice.
But yeah, it's the DLC is very cool. I fought Dracula. That was fun.
Nice. The Marvel Dracula, it's like Thor kind of, right? Where they take the lore, the existing legend, and then they got their own idea, right? With Marvel. It's Marvel-fied with Dracula. Yeah. That's fine. I don't have a problem with that. Everybody does it.
Marvel Dracula is just a big fucking nerd who owes Moon Knight money.
Oh.
I didn't expect that description.
No, you never heard that meme?
No.
Okay, hold on. We'll do another visual here.
He's just a huge effing nerd that owes Moon Knight money.
Do a search for Moon Knight Dracula.
All right. Let me look it up.
And
Moon
images
Knight
and
Drac.
Okay, I already found it if you want it.
Meme.
So.
All right, I found it. It's oh yeah.
It's just a picture of Moon Knight going down some castle steps saying, "I know you're here, Dracula, you big fucking nerd. Where's my goddamn money?"
Is that from a comic?
No, it's an edit.
Someone edited that?
Someone edited it, but everybody believed it, so...
That's so funny. What? That's a weird one, because what's the point? Other than
I don't know.
Make people think that he's...
you laugh.
Yeah, I guess it did. That's really great. I'd never heard of that before until today.
I think it got referenced in something. I don't know if it was actually in the Moon Knight show or where it got referenced, but it became so well known that it has popped up in places.
Love it.
So anyway, Marvel Midnight Suns is a brilliant balance of tactics, and it's not really a card game. You use cards for your abilities, but I would say it feels exceptionally light. Like you're only allowed 4 attacks, and like they go pretty light on the decks, which makes sense because every character has their own deck. And I feel like if it was too complicated, it would be way too complicated. But it's a really good reminder. Like there's certain characters and their cards and their abilities, like as soon as they give you the tease of like, hey, this is what Wolverine will play like when you get him, just reminded me that like I think this version of Wolverine is maybe the best Wolverine game I've ever played, until maybe the next one. Who knows what the Sony one's going to be like, but Wolverine in this game is so crazy good because he just runs around everywhere and slashes everybody up. It's exactly what you want.
Yeah.
Venom operates in kind of a similar way where he's just a crazy big powerhouse, but he kind of burns out quickly. Like he has this, because I guess the idea is that he uses the symbiote for his moveset. So the more you use it, it has to recharge in a round. So his attacks get progressively weaker as you burn through the resource. And then Storm, I don't love the way Storm works, but her whole thing is her cards modify after a turn in your hand. So the idea is that you don't want to spend them all immediately. If you do, they're weaker than they would be if you wait a turn with them in your hand. So they all kind of have their interesting gimmicks. Deadpool's is called Enfuego, which is every time he kills somebody, it ups his Enfuego meter, which makes his cards more powerful. But if he takes damage, it loses it.
That's right. I forgot about that.
The DLC characters are pretty cool. And again, that only makes it a little bit more painful that this game didn't get more love, which also shows because I have also had one crash to desktop and multiple times that I just get stuck in geometry running around at the Abbey, and I'm like, man, this should have all been patched out. Also, I think it is one of those games that what's the thing that a lot of modern games do nowadays before you launch them? Something with shaders, right? What's the shader thing?
Shader compiling, yeah, compiling of shaders.
I think it does it. I think it tries to do it while you're playing the game, because for the entire introduction, I was like, this game is unplayable. Why did they... How am I on a modern system, like a powerful PC, still having this much trouble with the game? And after about 3 minutes, all of a sudden, everything ran smooth as butter and there were no issues whatsoever.
Yeah. Chat's saying they think that that's true. It's doing it in real time. Yeah.
Yeah. And I've noticed a couple video games do that. And I'm here to tell you, video games, just have us compile the shaders.
Yeah, I don't mind doing it at the top. Like,
enough other games do it. It is a lot better than your game playing like shit for a little bit.
agreed.
Put a menu option just to be like, decide if you want to struggle or compile the shaders.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
true. I think Lego Batman lets you do that.
I think that's true. That's in the toggles in there.
Yeah,
which
I
is
think
a
it
really,
says like, hey,
yeah.
compiling shaders and you can launch anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's right. And it will try to do it during gameplay or if do it all at once. I'm a do it all at once kind of guy. And it's not every time you launch it. Some games cache that stuff. So you end up with like no wait at all. And it's already done. And if asked to do it again after a patch, that's fine. Go ahead.
Yeah. I don't care.
This should be the new way. Yeah.
Load times have kind of disappeared from video games in a lot of ways. I'm fine with an upfront one if the game's going to run better.
Yeah.
Especially when you're getting into like cutscene territory. Like if it's making menus and stuff a little jittery, that's one thing. It's still not good, but it's one thing. Yeah. If it's like, here's our game and this is how you're presenting yourself, your first experience playing the video game is choppy. Like, that's terrible. That's not good at all.
No, nobody wants that.
So
I have a skin. Speaking of Moon Knight, there's a skin. This isn't it. This is from the TV show or something. But I have a skin in Assassin's Creed Origins that looks just like this.
Yeah, do you?
Yeah. It doesn't have the moon because
it to be. Yeah. Actually, that's kind of funny because that would tie into because he's all Egyptian gods.
Yeah,
stuff,
basically. Right? Yeah, it would be perfect actually, but I don't know that they had the rights, so they just kind of made one. I also have this undead one where he's like constantly dripping sand off of his like mummified. It's really cool. I'm telling you right now, Origins is awesome. People should play
just like
Origins.
how in Odyssey you can get very Wonder Woman adjacent.
Yeah.
Not quite there.
Just enough to stave off lawyers at Disney, you know?
Yeah.
Well, this is great. Midnight Suns, always a banger that didn't get enough love.
Yeah, I had other things I really wanted to play this week, and it has just kind of consumed my time, and it's definitely a one more turn game because I was playing it while the family was out doing something, and they're like, we're going to be gone for a while. And they got back, and I started to say, oh, that was so fast. And then all they were doing was complaining about how long it took. And I realized I just lost a lot of time to Midnight Suns is what happened.
Quick question before we move over to Beau's games. Do either of you know what I put this in Discord earlier, but what your most hard drive taking currently installed games are? Just curious. Ended up looking at this.
Installed?
Yeah. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which I reinstalled, is currently at 158.78 gigabytes. That's the largest, I think the largest I have in my entire library. Diablo 4 is right there at 158.64. It's just barely below it. And then Forza, Shadows.
How do I sort by size?
So you just do, you click on library. It's different than the normal library view where you're just launching. Hold on, let me pull this up. There it is. Okay, so If I go over here.
Oh, I see it. Sort by size on disk.
Yeah. So you can go library.
My biggest one right now is Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, followed by Baldur's Gate, followed by Ace Combat 7, one day Ace Combat 7, then Final Fantasy 13, and then Midnight Suns.
So what?
My all games is 0, so I can't provide this information.
Your all games? What does that mean?
The thing you're looking at, all games? See where it says? Yeah, mine's at 0 because I categorized every game in my library.
What?
Oh my God.
Oh, I want to know more about this. So what did you...
Okay, let me share my screen. I'll show you.
Because I've been thinking about... I mean, I've got... what does it say here? 3,144 games. But I would love to do this more. Like have smart, categoric... And by the way, we haven't brought it up yet, but Steam just added an ability to do this with your wish lists. So that if people are going to gift you things or whatever, it's way more categorical and stuff. So this is good. This will be good to hear how you do it.
Do you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, so if this button here is like what's installed versus what's not installed. So every one of my games, I usually use a different view though, but every one of my games here, like see how they're all categorized. I made categories.
No way.
For all of them, but just in my own categories: auto battlers, CRPG grades, factory games.
This is the real chore core.
Third act, person action adventure. So they're all here. So you might click on one. What are my single player FPSs? And boom.
I love this idea.
So I can do that now. And when you go to just click what's on installed, it only shows my favorites. Right now, I got this stuff installed. I've got Thronefall, Survival. Like I'm downloading some VR.
Where do you put Work Massage in that category? In those categories?
Yeah. Hang on. I have a category of the Gooner games I've bought over the years for fun. Let's see what's in here. Ooh.
Awesome. What's it called? Ooh?
Yeah, it's called Ooh.
Oh, wow.
So I got Date Everything, Honey Pop, Love Esquire, Love Is All Around, Orc Massage, Scarlet Maiden, and Sex Chest.
Sex Chest. You know what you ought to do is call that the Kingdom Come Like. What do we call it?
Come Likes.
No, yeah. Elder Scrolls is like Come Likes. That's what I gotta make a new category for Come Likes.
Oh, okay.
But it's not. No, Gooner games are not Come Likes. That's like it's games like Kingdom Come where it's a first person and you don't have pants.
Yeah.
And you got to do laundry, that kind of thing.
Are people traumatized by seeing Beau's actual eyebrows right now? Like his actual eyebrows?
Oh, it's about time. I think the joke's over.
You think so?
Yeah, I'm done with it.
All right.
I think so.
Got some YouTubers that are going to be either sad or stoked. I don't know which they're going to be.
They'll move on.
They'll find
maybe I'll bring it back. I don't know.
I love it, dude.
Maybe it's just a break. It's just...
Yeah.
I don't think about it. It's mostly I don't think about it, and I didn't think about it now. I can't believe it's gone. So,
well, you kind of made me want to categorize stuff, even though it's kind of a monumental.
It took some
thing.
time. I can't remember what I was doing while I was doing it, but I got sick of sorting through my games. Good Christ! Try finding, I don't. No offense to the Steam Tag community, but you guys are ass at making the categories that I find useful.
Yeah.
I think they everything's an RPG. Does it have a menu? Is there a strength stat? It's an RPG. It's no, Doom is not or whatever is not, maybe not Doom, but something ridiculous is not in my books an RPG. Sorry.
Yeah.
So I had to come up with my own categories so I can make sense of my library and find the things I'm looking for, right? So
sure.
I'm still missing a lot of categories that I need to do, and some things like Yakuza just gets its own folder,
right?
Because I just want to know where all the Yakuza is.
Yep. Same
with Metroid. Well, Metroidvanias are easy, but Borderlands as well, because they just put them in their own thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. You inspired me to want to do that. It's a big job, but it might be fun to do.
It's a big job, but nobody has to do it.
That's right. And there's zero reward on a proper, you know what you got to do? Someone should make a game that goes in and does this to your library, but through a game interface, and you're organizing a video game store in the 90s, and I'm just putting stuff on shelves and shit. And then
there is a reward. You can find your shit. There's plus 1,000, 2,000. Like I can find where my games are now.
Yeah,
That's why I
good
did
point.
it. Like when you're like, you just installed a bunch of old games. Like it would have been way more convenient just to go to your Assassin's Creed subfolder and just install all your Assassin's Creeds.
That's actually a good point, and that's what makes me want to do it. Also, okay, best practice question: do I make a group called Valve Games, and then all Portals and the Alex and all all the Half-Lives, all the things I have from them, Counter-Strike, whatever, that goes in there, or is it better to say, well, no, Counter-Strike's in shooters? You know what I mean?
Well, now
it depends.
You've discovered the problem of anybody who's ever
No.
tried to alphabetize their DVDs.
Yes, that's how this feels. I feel like I'm a Dewey Decimal System.
I have an answer for this.
All right.
Stop trying to categorize it accurately. Categorize it for you.
Okay.
So I still use my favorites. And my favorites is like a holding pin, not of all the game's favorites of all time. I also have a folder called storage. When a game might be my favorite but gets too old, or from any other categories, it's just too old to play. It goes into storage.
Okay.
It can always come out of storage. I have 335 games in there.
Yeah.
But like the Back to the Future Telltale games, like don't give a shit. In storage, not categorized. Like there's some stuff I'm not categorizing. It just goes in a pile of old shit. DLC Quest, don't care. What else we got in here? Everspace 1. So Everspace 2 is in a proper category. Everspace 1, that's old news. I'll probably die before I play it.
Yeah.
So everything is like goes in the random pile. But I use my favorites for like the current, like the hot stuff.
Yeah.
So it's also ongoing maintenance is part of it. Like every time I buy a new game, I categorize it or make a new category.
Okay.
Or if it's like really exciting, like, I don't know, my current favorites like Slay the Spire 2, Zero Parades, Nightreign, Doom. Like these are games I know I have like high hype meter for.
Yeah.
So they go in favorites, even if I haven't played them or if I have played them and liked them. Everything else goes into a category where I can find it. So your Valve games, like my Valve games, are actually some of them are in VR because they're VR games now.
Right.
So they're in my VR game category.
Okay. But they can share different categories, right?
Yeah. You can also put them in multiple categories.
That's what I mean. Yeah. So they can
my sense of decorum doesn't like doing that except with favorites. So my rule is it can only be in more than one category if it's a favorite and then another category.
Okay.
But I sort of hate seeing them in two spots. It grinds my gears a little bit. So I do that as minimally as possible.
Interesting.
This is why I get mad about like inane things. I'm like this with Windows Explorer as well. Like I actually will spend time in my file structure being like, this file structure for my documents is not good. I need to restructure everything. I'm a little anal about it. I think it makes less sense in 2026 where everything's dynamically findable and whatever. And it's like, back in the late 90s when you're doing CD and file name and DOS and put your files where you need to find them because you got to do a dir to search everything in the directory.
Yeah.
I still retain those habits.
That's great. I think I'm going to do some. Why is this up here still? I'm going to do some form of this because it's ridiculous. I just have a giant pit. I need my arcade to have sections.
Yes, exactly.
I need to walk in and go, that's the Chore Core games over there, and those are my open world favorites or whatever. Or that's my dumb idle game, like whatever. My second screen games, You got me wanting to do this for some reason, and I don't know why.
I don't regret doing it. I can find my games easily, and like I said, it's my own logic. So it's like, I can make something very specific like ARPG, and there are games that are an action RPG on Steam that are not ARPG. If it's not isometric, I don't want it in the fucking ARPG category, Steam. Sorry. I'm stealing some of John's F-bomb energy on this.
Today's a good day for it.
How strong I feel about something as inane as calling something an action RPG. It has a very specific, deliberate meaning.
Yeah.
My category respects my deliberate, specific meanings.
How do you know if something hasn't been categorized yet and you just don't know?
It goes into uncategorized. Yeah, you'll have a category called uncategorized, and then you just so
if you're not sure, you dump it in there, touch it once, put it in there, and then
it automatically goes in. Like Steam will default it into uncategorized.
Oh, so that's already a thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
There yes, if they don't have a category, they should default to uncategorized. You should have an uncategorized.
I think that's probably all I have. So,
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So my uncategorized is at 0 because everything has a home. All 3,000 items or however many. I don't know if it's 3,000, 2,000, something like that.
Yeah. And if you did it with 2, I should be. I'm over 3, but I think I could do this.
But like I have like goofy ones too. Like I have a category called multiplayer scares, and that's where Lethal Company and Phasmophobia goes because that specifically speaks to the type of game I'm looking for. Right? Like it's.
Right.
I don't think that's an official one, but I look at that and I go, oh, I know what those games are. You know,
right.
And I have Space Isolation because I'm a big Space Isolation fan. The games that go in there, like Dead Space and Alien Isolation, Callisto Protocol, go in there.
Right.
I have Souls-like, but that's. I also have a traditional rogue, like, you know, like it's just, like I said, I think.
I love this.
Categories. Yeah. And I love that Valve lets me do that. That's why that's why I buy things on Steam, and I'm a fan of Steam because if I buy it on the Microsoft, store, no tools for any of this business. Just got to deal with your ugly decisions. And yeah.
I just checked. These are my 3 category or my 2 categories.
Oh, you got a FERT category.
I have something called FERT. I don't know what 119 games are in that, but whatever.
Well, what does the FERT category mean?
See, I'm terrible at this. I don't even know what I meant to do. It's everything from, here's.
Are these automated? What's that lightning bolt in the corner?
They must be. Oh, dynamic collection. What does that mean?
It means that you let the computer do it for you.
Oh, well, F that, because none of this is right.
But I don't know how the computer decides what's a FERT.
Yeah, how did the computer decide to use FERT?
Yeah.
Point and click makes sense, but not FERT.
I don't know. Is there a little thing? Oh, controller preferred, full controller support. Those were... I must have made this ages ago.
It must have been like, do you want to make a dynamic library? And that's what do you want to call it? And you'd be like, I don't know, I don't got time for this shit.
Yeah.
You're like, oh man, I really want to do this. And at the first opportunity, you're like, chode games.
Chode games. Thankfully, Steam has a number of chode games these days.
I don't got time to write a good label that's going to remind me of my things. Yeah. So, I mean, do you do that? Because you're like, you're an art guy, right?
Yeah.
You do some drawing.
Yeah, sure.
Like when you were doing traditional drawing, like would you like organize your pencils, your colors?
Oh yeah.
Your tools were.
And the way I do it now, even with mostly digital, I'm meticulous about that stuff. How I name files, what folders they go in. Like I'm crazy about that. Why wouldn't I do that about games?
Yeah, same idea. Well, because you just want to play them and move on with your life. Like I sort of get it. It's a bit of a chore. But
yeah. Like here's just an example. I want to just show you guys. I just did this. That's Sad Batman. It's actually called Sad Night. But I have to give that a bunch of extra tags, and it goes into this little sub-heroes folder.
Yeah. So you
anyway,
get it.
Yeah, I get it. I'm going to do it with my games. It's happening. All right. Also, layer organization, Omega 9X. I'm a stickler on that. People probably would be annoyed with me with my layer work because I name them all. It's pretty bad.
No, I didn't realize how elaborate layers can work with drawing.
Oh yeah.
Like I was watching you or maybe Carter do like their layers.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, you do that many layers?
Oh yeah. She does more than me.
I think it was you, but I think I've watched you both draw at various times, so I think you both share a technique probably a little bit on that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have some similar habits, I think.
Yeah, it's like you kind of draw a trace layer and then you draw like inks or whatever, something like that, and it can vary, and then you do like an experiment on a different layer. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I couldn't have the discipline to do that.
Yeah.
Like another layer? I want the picture to be done already.
It does take you have to kind of get into these habits because when you need that and you didn't do it, it's a nightmare. It's such a pain.
Yeah. But that's usually what these extra chores are. It's pain from experience.
Yeah,
so.
That's usually it. Get back up your files, everybody. All right. I cannot wait to hear about Doom the Dark Ages Revelations, the worst named expansion of the year, but maybe one of the better games of the year. So, Beau, how is it?
It was an interesting experience, and it's going to be hard not to annoy myself with my own commentary about talking about Doom and where they've taken Doom.
Mm-hmm.
But let's just talk about it's a $20 expansion. I got it for free because I think I bought the collector's edition, which came with the free thing.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll overall say it's good. It's more of the game. It adds new enemies. It adds crazy arenas. And it's aces. It's as good as the base game. It gives you, so far in the game that I've experienced, it takes away your shield, so you can't hide behind the shield on projectiles. You can parry them by swinging it at the right time.
Takes it away entirely. Interesting.
Yeah, you do eventually get it back, and then you can hot swap between the shield and the spear.
It's a story point or bump where that happens.
MacGuffin shit. Like, oh, so the story is, I forget what happens at the end of the Dark Ages, but you're in hell, and you're like, "Yo, what's up, hell people?" And they're like, "Haha, you stood above a hole. We're sending you to Winterworld, deep below hell." And that's about all I remember. And now I got to go collect the balls of destiny or some shit like that.
Damn.
It's not good stuff. That's why I'm just like, I don't even know why they bother, which I'm going to get to in a second. But,
all right.
It's more of the same. The game's fun. It's like first person shooter, crack cocaine. It's really good.
Yeah.
The experience I had, however, is that, this is not entirely surprising because Doom Eternal's expansion was kind of like this, but I forgot completely how to play. Now, this is not Doom where you're like, I get it, numbers 1 through 9, switch weapons, press the shoot button, I'm good to go. And even something as hyper as Doom Eternal, you pretty much just add the dashes in there and it's that. There's a lot more buttons in the Dark Ages and a lot more mechanics, and it's a bit of a bullet hell, but it's like you have the shield, so the bullet hell's not as helly. But I'm coming back after not playing for a while, and I don't know how to dispatch anybody. I keep pressing the wrong buttons. They reset the keybinds as well, and I had to remember my keybinds, and it was a process to like get my keybinds back. I'm just saying, like a year away from the game and jumping straight into the expansion was a bit of a nightmare.
Wait, they changed the keybinds that you changed.
Yeah, like with a major update, sometimes it's not unheard of for like keybinds to be reset because they had to add some buttons.
Right.
So there's a new button to switch between shield and the spear. The spear also does like a number of things the shield doesn't. Like there's a stab, there's a swing parry, and I think they give you the dash, the Doom Eternal dashes with the spear. So even though, because they want you to be tanky in the main game, so they give you a shield and took away your dashes in that game, they're like, well, if you have a spear, then you can dash again. So now you have jumps and dashes. So like the calculus in my brain was like, wait, is this game Doom Eternal or is it
I see.
Doom the Dark Ages? And then like just everything felt like really different. And the arenas have more enemies. It's all tougher, which is good. But the buttons are all like messed. I'm learning new buttons. I forgot how to kill everybody in the game. And then my keybinds are all bad. So I'm just like, I basically what I'm trying to say is like, I need to play the game from the start again.
Oh, I see.
I feel really, even though I'm playing and it looks all right, I feel really incompetent at the game in terms of like every enemy has like ideal ways to like dispatch them with particular weapons. And I'm like, I just don't remember any of it. Because it's not even like it's the Mancubus and the Imp and the ones you're used to. There's like new Cthulhu world enemies, and there's like just stuff that I'm just like, what do I do? Huh?
The little guys on motorcycle, unicycle.
Yeah, and then there's like there's the Archvile and the motorcycle shield guys, which are new to the expansion as well, and they're very cool. I forget how to play. Oh, and you get the super shotgun chain as well with the spear, where you can chain somebody, and then there's a perk where you can whip around them in a circle over and over again.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I haven't been able to do it yet because I'm like just I felt bad playing the game. I'm like I feel shockingly incompetent for my skill level right now. I was like streaming it, and people are like, "We want to see the expansion." I'm like, I have to play the base game again for like 20 hours before I take this content on.
Sure.
So I kind of just fell off. I streamed it a bit and went, I'll come back to it.
Is that spear thing like a grappling hook kind of seemed like?
Yeah. It's a spear. It's a parry thing. It's a grappling hook. You know, and it starts to get away from like, this isn't really Doom. Like, this feels like you wanted to make a first person like World of Warcraft game or something, and it's like you just made it Doom. Yeah. Because they did the thing that, this is where we're going to get the other thing that slightly irritated me is we've talked a lot about the Dark Ages and how it feels less like Doom, but it's cool as a one-off.
Yeah.
It didn't feel as cool coming back. I was like, I kind of want my space isolation. I want to feel like I'm forbidden everywhere.
Yeah.
And this more feels like He-Man, where the villains are like, I'm glad you came to hell, He-Man. we've got things prepared for you. Stand on that platform and we'll lower you into the depths of hell. And it's like, I don't know. It's just not the vibe for me, you know?
Yeah.
And then like his armor breaks, so he looks like He-Man. He's got a loincloth and some chest straps. Like they literally make him look like He-Man. And I'm like, I'm not digging it. This is dumb.
Not into that part of it.
I hate the Slayer legend, but they're like, it's the Slayer. He's basically He-Man. They're all afraid of him. They're all shockingly incompetent around handling him. And I prefer the version of the Doom guy and there's like little hints of a backstory, like they do a flashback and you see like you shoot somebody in like it's basically Call of Duty or something like that, and you're just like, so these weird flashbacks, and I'm like, I'm not feeling this shit. Like I hate that the Doom guy is like basically some weird version of He-Man or Thor. I just want to be an employee who had a really bad day who somehow just keeps surviving and feels forbidden, you know. Like this feels like, it's a He-Man foiled hell again. I think
there's a thing going on here. I may be wrong, and I don't have any friends or anyone that works at id or worked at id based on the layoffs. But it seems like it's probably hard to make the thing you just described, the space isolationist having a bad day, everyone's afraid of me thing that works so well in 2016 as a comeback. I mean, to do it again though, I think that there's a risk. The risk is they don't want it to feel like a boomer shooter that has nice graphics. Do you know what I'm saying? I went down the rabbit hole and I was like, you know what's due for like a full remake? Doom 3. Doom 3 is, because it looks a lot like, in the early goings, plays a lot like a survival horror game, like, but it turns into, especially with the expansion, it turns into Doom as Doom. It looks like shit now, even though it was hype back in the day. Shockingly, actually, if you can get it running in VR, it actually works really well in VR, like the atmosphere, because you're just an employee showing up. Like the NPCs might acknowledge you, but not really. They got their own agenda. They don't give a shit about you. You're just there. And like when you do your forays into hell, it's like, oh, I took a teleporter and I'm in hell, and like the denizens of hell don't care about you. No one cares about you. So you're killing a lot. Big deal. That's like Monday in hell. Like it's big effort for you, but hell is not hell should not be impressed by Doom. And I think what I hate about the Dark Ages is everyone's like, oh no, it's the Doomslayer, the most important mortal in all of mortal history. How does he do it? Where does he come from? And I just decided, like, when I was playing it, I'm like, I hate this. I just, like, a light switch went off and I was like, this is lame as shit, honestly. So yeah, I think you get away with it in Doom 2016, which is really good because they don't explain much to you. You kind of get that vibe, even though you wake up in a coffin and all that stuff. You just got to not do it. It's like small touches just to be like, not do that shit. And so they've laid that groundwork over the course of the first two games, and now it's like here on full display. Like, yep, you're a superhero, you know. And it's like, okay, it's not really Doom to me. No, but the game's fun, so I mean, you know, I'm poo-pooing it, but like, I got all up my feelings, and I was just like, this isn't a great tasting meal, you know. So there's 3. This looks pretty good.
Yeah,
I mean, I wouldn't say it looks like ass.
Characters look like crap.
Yeah, they do. They look pretty bad. They have come some distance since 2000.
But like overall, it's like it's got a great start, you know, where you chat and nothing happens. The best part is there's very little soundtrack. It's like Dead Space. Like it's just all like
flickering lights
like
and
sci-fi sounds.
Yeah,
and I just like, but I don't mind in a big set piece. I think there's obviously some music, but it's mostly atmosphere, and that's kind of what I like about Doom. Is even with 1 and 2, where you just feel like you're not supposed to be there. Like you've survived beyond all odds. It doesn't need a story. You know, the story is told through the vibe and the fact that
2016 understood that. That was there. Yeah. That vibe was not only there, it was epic. It was like when he first cocked that gun and punched that thing didn't want to listen to the administrator guy talk anymore, and he's just like, had it with your effing voice.
And there's some sections that really feel like, oh my god, this place is taken over by the denizens of hell, and I'm like,
yeah,
I'm a little scared. Like 2016 is definitely the scariest.
Nailed that. Yeah.
So they've really fallen off. I mean, I'm sad that the studio's gutted, that they can't try again, but like I would say the direction is I would hope that I guess the expansion content on that front was not that exciting, but it is like, if you like Doom, it's good. But the other thing, again, coming back, is that it's such a bullet hell. If you ever played a bullet hell and mastered it, but then come back a year later and you're like, I can't dodge anything. That's what it felt like, because it is a bullet hell game, and it's just like my muscle memory's in the toilet now.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just got maybe a little bored with it, and I'm like, I'll come back to it, but I haven't. It's been a little while now, and I haven't come back to it. So
get up to anything else while you're doing that?
So I came home yesterday, and yesterday, or was it the day before? I found something weird without explanation.
Oh no!
And my mom's watching, so maybe she'll comment. I might not hear the text though. But I'm just going to show. I found this like on my chair.
What is that?
What is it?
That's some
That's
kind
what I
of
said too.
Final Fantasy looking fairy.
It's a weird book. There's nothing there. Hang on.
A book, you say?
A book? What sort of media is this?
I mean, anyone watching, again, visual media on a podcast, but hey.
Okay, so it's kind of chibi looking.
Well,
anime.
it is something specific, and unfortunately, I recognize it right away. But this is
It's that game. It's a very popular game.
What game?
I can't. Is it Genshin?
Oh, Genshin Impact.
yeah, it's a Genshin Impact art book with all the characters' artworks.
Why is this suddenly at your house?
That's a great gift. Some might say this is one of the best parts of
But
Genshin.
here's the thing: it's all in Chinese. Like, there's no English, so my mom doesn't know what it is, and I don't think she's ever heard of Genshin Impact. Like, she didn't buy it for me because this is Genshin Impact and Beau likes Genshin Impact. It's just in Chinese. Like, that's all she just saw, and I guess it was on sale. Like, I don't think she paid full price for it. She probably saw somewhere. She's like, "Beau might like that," and picked it up for me. And I just thought it was funny.
That is weird.
That is funny.
Yeah. That's nice though. Your
mom
mom's
her to do it. I'm very grateful, but it was also the most random shit in the universe because.
Yeah,
I have so many favorite games, and I have none of their art books or paraphernalia. But now I have an art book for Genshin Impact, a game that I'm lukewarm on,
and in a language you can't read,
and angry with respect to gacha stuff.
Yeah.
So
That's
anyways,
amazing.
Now I can look at pictures of Nicole.
Digital Hype says now she knows you're a weeb. That's great.
Oh, she's always.
That's great. I love it.
But anyway, so that's just a bit of show and tell. I got a Genshin Impact art book, everyone.
Nice.
Art book.
Nice.
Art book.
Very, very good.
Yes, and you played some more Nightreign.
I played more Nightreign. I'm hard stuck at Depth of Night 4, like high end 3, 4. So I don't know. I might be getting bored of it. Some new games are coming out soon that I think are finally going to pull me off. But
all right,
pull me off.
Oh, it's always getting a good game pulling you off.
A good game. We know what folder you'll put that in too now.
Yeah, ooh.
The ooh folder.
I don't know if I'll play Halo Campaign Evolved.
Involved. Hey, I can't help but notice you're kind of busy lately. You got time for Halo?
Yeah, you got a little Halo time.
If I helped you out with some of your chores, you think you maybe play some Halo?
Yeah, so I don't know. I might still end up picking up Halo because it looks like a big to do, and the first one's kind of goated, and I might be interested. But I am going to play. I'm pretty sure Beast of Reincarnation, which is out in 7, 8, 9, 10 in 10 days.
Let's see. Beast of Reincarnation.
That is the Game Freak, the Pokemon Company's Sekiro game.
Oh yeah,
that's right.
right.
Like the name always lands weird in my head, and I don't remember what it is until we talk about it. Now I remember August 3rd.
I like the protagonist and the style of everything about the game is just kind of like screaming like, "Oh, I want to play this," but I'm still not. I'm not sure if it's any good. You know what I mean? It's not like it's a franchise where I'm like, I know it's good, but it looks stellar bladey, and I don't know. These guys are, they launch games in good states. I guess this isn't like going to be a beta launch. I don't think. It's going to be. Here's a proper ass, full ass game. Looks gorgeous.
Are you mad they called it an action RPG in the tags?
Yeah. No, absolutely, it's a crime. Like if we were in Bowland, if you called this an action RPG, I'd be like, crime,
Jail for you, sir.
Yeah, straight to jail.
Yeah.
Yeah, action RPG has a specific meaning. It's the Diablo branch of, isometric. They don't always have to be isometric, but mostly isometric games.
Yeah, no, I think I agree with you, even though I know there are people in my
I don't
life
mind
that
the
would disagree
Souls-like
with me.
tag. We don't know, but I don't mind the Souls-like tag from what I've seen so far because it seems Sekiro and that falls under Souls-like. But yeah, it's definitely not an RPG.
Game Freak. Oh.
It's also there's another tag here which I don't know how I feel about it, but it's kind of funny. Dogs.
Dogs.
Dog tag.
Dog tags. Yeah.
What else is under the dogs tag? Hang on, I got to find out.
All the Metal Gear Solid games.
Yeah, probably Halo or Fallout 4. It's got
I'm going to go
dog.
to top rated. Wobble Dogs. Oh, Wobble Dogs.
Wobble Dogs is great.
Yeah.
Fun game.
There's
Really
one called
trippy.
Duronko Wanko.
Sure.
Overwhelmingly positive. Dude, why haven't we heard of Duronko Wanko?
I've never heard of Duranko Ranko.
Are you kidding? Hang on, I'll send you the link.
It sounds like a cocaine dealer in a Miami Vice episode or something.
Yeah, here we
That's
go.
Duranko Ranko.
Yeah, Wanko. Wanko.
Oh, Wanko, sorry.
Wanko.
Oh, what the hell is this? All right.
Wow. English reviews overwhelmingly positive. Is a Duranko action game. In this game, you can become a cute, innocent Pomeranian, make your master's home messy and dirty. Will the master be angry with me? Don't worry, because you are a sweet doggy. Holy shit, how have I never heard of this
I
game?
don't know.
I've not played it. This is like the opposite of PowerWash Simulator.
Yeah, it's what causes you to have to power
It
wash.
looks amazing. Holy shit.
98%? Jeez.
Whoa. The dirtier it gets, the more gifts you get. Oh, man. I'm going to kind of add it on the wish list here.
Is this a single player game?
Oh, by the way,
Yeah.
we talked a lot about categorization. We have to give a big compliment to having categories for the wish list.
Oh, yeah, it's cool. Yeah, I mentioned it briefly earlier, but to be more robust about it, it seems very good.
I just went through and tried it. I might end up recategorizing everything, but I went through and tried it a little bit.
Yeah.
So
It's kind of nice.
I would deliberately not keep games on my wish list because I felt it was disorganized when I looked at it. Like, I'd be like, oh, I want that game that much, but this game I just put here from a curiosity standpoint.
Sometimes I do that, yeah.
Yeah, so now my categories are upcoming, so that's like hypey upcomings, curiosities, and VR titles. And now they're clean. It's clean to I can look at each.
Look at that.
Yeah.
That's
It's
great.
kind of neat. I need to redo my categories, though, because I didn't know how it was going to look when it was all done. Some of them feel like they overlap.
Yeah.
Also, one feels like the waiting for a discount category is like, I'm like, that could be all of these. honestly.
Yeah.
One more mention on the top rated games for dogs, Furry Shades of Gay 2. It's
Furry Shades of Gay?
Furry Shades of Gay 2, overwhelmingly positive.
Wow.
Out in 2021, so it's stood the test of time and
All right.
kept its
Kept its status as the
right,
indie
it's
hit.
very gay. All right,
Put that in your ooh folder.
yeah.
Ooh. Well, there you go. We're going to take a break. Before we do, I want to thank a guy named Connor McDoodlehead. Isn't that a great name?
All right, yeah, thanks, Connor.
Yeah.
McDougall.
Connor McDouglehead is our newest patron at patreon.com/core show. You can be like him and support the show and get no commercials, pre-show content every week, host specials, and more just by signing up. Just head over there and check it out. That's over at patreon.com/core show. Or if you prefer the Substack, you can do that as well. And it's the same content. You can go to core.show for that. Either way, learn all about it at frogpants.com/core and join us. Just like Connor McDouglehead. Doodlehead. Don't know why I said Dougal. Doodlehead. I'm sure it's his real name. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to have more to discuss, mostly in the way of news and stuff. As you can tell, we flipped it around this week, trying out the format a little bit more often. And we have some feedback and some other fun stuff, so don't go too far. We'll be right back. And we're back, everybody. Thanks for coming back. And you missed the John Show. You know what you can do to fix that? Become a patron, and then you'll never miss it again. Hey, let's get to some news. There's some stuff. We got to talk about it. Looks like Microsoft is bringing original Xbox games to PC. Some backwards compatibility news. I thought it'd be nice for once to have a story about Microsoft and Xbox that wasn't shitty. And so here it is.
Okay, I agree.
All right, let's roll it.
That's a good thing.
It seems
they
good.
should do that.
They should have already done this. This should have been a thing from the beginning, but here it is now. 4 classic games, quote unquote. Blinks the Time Sweeper.
Okay.
I'm sure it has its fans. It's fine, I guess. Conquer Live and Reloaded.
That will be one my son will want to play.
He'd want to play Conquer. Here's a high pick for me. Crimson Skies, High Road to Revenge. Loved Crimson Skies.
Yeah.
Loved it. This is my favorite original Xbox game, like, period. I think I liked it more than Halo. I loved it. So that's a thing. And then Fusion Frenzy. This was
Fusion Frenzy.
was Bill Gates' favorite game, he went on record to say at one point.
You can buy a game where basically it's there so you can do some bootsy version of Tron Light Cycles while pretending you like the other games that are in it.
Yeah, that's basically it. And it was kind of a, Mario Party style game, but more adult. There was like death and blood and stuff. It's okay. But here's the thing. I should have mentioned this. This is the key selling point. These are already games you could play on the Xbox platform. These are now coming to PC, both buyable as well as part of Game Pass. I don't know if they'll make it to Steam or other stores, but that's the plan right now. So if you wanted to play these games on your PC, now is your chance. And it's the one sort of positive story about Microsoft we've had in like a month. So
I'll throw one additional little thing in here. I mentioned it in the comments section of our last episode video, but last week we did a story about them. Basically, a guy lost his digital locker. Microsoft was like, that sucks, bro. And that was all right after we finished our show.
As soon as we wrapped, seriously, it was like right after that. So that's why we didn't talk about it.
The person confirmed that they're recovering it for him, which is good.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is a sweeping change that would apply to people that didn't get a bunch of articles written about them, or if it's a one-off for publicity. I don't know about all of that, but it is the right thing to do. So that is kind of a walk back on that because we, like, by minutes missed this happening when we were talking about it.
Yeah. So if it seemed like we were a little, off, didn't have the full story, it's because literally it dropped after we hung up. So there it is. So it's a couple of good stories about Microsoft. Now we move to another story. This one I think Beau is probably the most excited about. I'm kind of excited too, but we finally get to see The Witcher 3's new expansion next month at Gamescom.
Oh,
yep.
Ooh.
As Tychus Finley would say, it's bear time.
Yeah.
Why did you guys get credit for the excitement for that?
I think
famously you hate Witcher.
You played it recently as opposed to me who played through the whole thing and beat it years ago when it was new and relevant.
Did you play
I wouldn't be excited about new content for the game.
Did you play with not Wild Hunt, that was the name of the game. The other two expansions for it? Did you play through those?
Yeah.
Okay. See, I
the
think
one who kept saying how good it was while you two
you have a good case. No, you have a good case. I think that you presented your evidence to the court, and I'm going to rule in your favor. I think that you are also excited about The Witcher 3 new
I look
expansion.
forward to next week when I get introduced as John likes The Witcher 3 Jagger.
Oh man, these intros are starting to write themselves. This is fantastic. But Gamescom is when it's happening, and that starts, let's see, August 23rd. Likely it will be shown during the kickoff that you guessed it, Jeff Keighley is hosting at Gamescom. He is the only person doing video game coverage now, I guess. That's it. That's just Jeff Keighley. That's the deal. It's him, a load of streamers, some podcasters, and some YouTubers. That's who covers video games now. So get used to it.
So do we.
Yeah, and we're we're among the podcaster list.
Yeah, we're not there. We're not there. We just stream it from home.
Yeah. So we're like, there's Jeff Keighley, there's us, and then there's like IGN. That's it.
There's a chain. You got Jeff Keighley, and we watch and make fun of Jeff Keighley.
Yep.
And then the YouTube commenters watch and make fun of us, watch and make fun of Jeff Keighley.
That's right. And then those people don't get made fun of. They just live their lives free of consternation.
Well, I mean, maybe in their day-to-day life, but we don't know.
Here's one thing we do know for sure. The expansion will launch on PC, PS5, Xbox Series X and S. They are all going to get the game in sometime in 2027. That's all confirmed stuff. We don't have exact dates yet. or anything knowledge about what the actual expansion is, other than I'm guessing it's kind of bridge work between 3 and what 4 will be, both story and maybe mechanics. Who knows? And it will be cross-save. So if you've moved platforms since then, this will be part of the cross-save they already put in there. So you can play it wherever you want to play it. Anyway, that's exciting. Don't you think, Beau? Since I'll bet you're the most excited because you played it recently. What do you think about this? Pumped?
Yeah, I'm looking. I mean, I just want it to come out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the kind of excitement that you can only get from somebody who just recently beat the game.
Yeah, he's stoked. I've never heard that much excitement.
I mean, I am excited for it. I need to say, honestly, I still am in a constant state of overwhelm with all the games that come out. So, I'm excited, but also, take your time. Yeah.
I would like more, not that they're going to announce this, but all this talk about Witcher, it's great and everything. And I know we're in between like the cycle, but I think they would sell so much Cyberpunk expansion content if they just kept making it. Like, I don't think they know.
Well, yes.
Or do they know? Do they know what they have there? Because I feel like it's that the one they did sold like crazy, did really well. Why wouldn't it keep doing that?
It's a psychology transition, I think. I think it's like
sci-fi to fantasy kind of thing, or what?
No, what I'm saying, it's games have to release and be a big to-do with big monies.
Yeah.
But what we're seeing is that's one way to do games, right? Which is just it's your new Assassin's Creed. And boom, it's launched and now we're done. But Yakuza has really proven to me that a game can hold interest if it's just kind of the same thing, but a continuation of the story. Like, you don't have to be that earth-shatteringly different. You don't have to be like, well, we have to make Night City all over again. WoW's proven this. It's, a 25-year-old game. People are still patronizing it. It's like, I think you can take some of these really beloved things. I mean, even to some extent, Grand Theft Auto, it became an online thing, but they still release content. But
high stuff, I think and new stuff.
If they would have just done new story expansions, I don't know how it works internally, whether that's just too much load on the team to work on new tech and then because you'll eventually want to do the sequel.
Yeah.
But I would take not an expansion, but just the Yakuza treatment. Here's Night City, and here's it all rendered and shit, and we're just gonna re-release a bunch of new missions, a whole bunch of new stuff. Just get that pipeline going for that kind of business. So I don't know if that's what they're doing with the Witcher 4, 5, and 6, because they're apparently trying to release those in a very quick cadence.
Yeah. The remake of 1 as well, right?
Yeah, that's another team, though. But 4, 5, and 6, because those games famously take a decade before you see another one.
Yeah, it's true.
So,
which we've already gotten to with 3. We're a decade last year. So
yeah. But I suspect that might be what they're doing with 4, 5, and 6, where it's there might be location reuse and things of that nature to save time, right? As long as that game relies heavily on its writing, but there's you could set 6 games in Novigrad, make Novigrad a little bigger, but there's enough meat on those bones to have a new plot all the time, or just plan it out that way. And they're already doing that with DLC. That's already the psychology behind DLC, where the whole game is the game plus the DLC, and it just doesn't. In a perfect world, they're developing that alongside the release, not necessarily the release. So you could just, if you had enough runway and you have an IP is of interest, Witcher, they can have a high confidence, people will buy it and check it out. Mm-hmm. You could plan that way. So, I think maybe they're finally getting it. And I think this expansion's kind of an experiment, an early experiment in this regard, to show that they're on the right path. If this thing sells like gangbusters, it's why don't we do that for Witcher 4, 5, and 6?
It could determine a lot about the future of it. I mean, I know there was a lot of chatter when Cyberpunk first came out that they were going to attempt to mimic what Rockstar had done with Grand Theft Auto 5, which was this long tail of content and money generation with the online service, and there was talk of that, but then the thing launched so janky that it felt like they immediately pulled back on that, and sometimes I feel like they maybe pulled back too soon.
it's because they know, but they did the buzzword thing. They were trying to make it an online game. There's supposed to be an online component of Cyberpunk, and that's the whole. That's the whole. Oh, this game has done really well with this, so let's do it too. And it just doesn't always work. It often doesn't. You know, like you have to look at what's working in your own yard and like capitalize on that. I think, like if you're, you know, so it's like, well, people really like playing Cyberpunk. They're enjoying the anime, the new story, which is just new stories. Like there's no reason some of those stories can't be just new stories in Night City, new apartments. You know, it doesn't have to be that. Like I think it really hinges on like strong writing. You know, so just make some new metahumans or whatever it is, however it is you make your new NPCs, make some compelling characters. Yeah, you know, and just
so they don't all have to be.
Years,
they don't have to be Idris Elba every time. You could do some.
No.
You know.
I mean, I think the stunt casting works well for it, but it doesn't have to be. You know, absolutely not.
I agree.
I think like like the part of the problem with Cyberpunk is like everyone dies, so you don't get like good recurring characters like Majima and Yakuza or something like that. You know, where you're like looking forward to seeing them. But you could do that, like have a rascally character that constantly turns up like a bad penny all the time, and just like, oh, this guy again. I love to hate him. You know, he's, you know, there's stuff you could do. There's lots of side quests that feature NPCs. The fixers, they have a fixer system, and they did really well with Mr. Hands in Phantom Liberty, where they really involved him in the plot to some extent, more so than in the base game, right? So there's like, you know, is it Regina in the base game gets you to find all those cyber psychos? Maybe there's a whole expansion where NYPD is like, listen, we want to recruit you off the books for this other plot in Night City, you know, or something like that. So
sure,
I don't know. Yeah, there's lots of space, and like that's what they do well. That's why people would buy the product. Nobody's going, man, I like Cyberpunk. Why isn't there a battle royale? Why isn't there an extraction shooter in Cyberpunk? It's a different game. You're making a different game.
I heard. Didn't Marathon launch their PvE version of whatever mode?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is the story of
off.
Marathon.
Like it went crazy. People like
this
doubled.
is the story of Marathon. The current client base that are excited about Bungie products play Destiny. It's not even hard for me to imagine because to me it feels like no one plays Destiny, but that's obviously not true.
Yeah.
So they made Destiny. Marathon is basically like from the look and vibe, it's basically Destiny, but an extraction shooter because they're all playing Tarkov, so they want to make their own Tarkov.
Yeah,
but they're not making their own Tarkov. They're stamping their shit in with something else, and that's where their like expertise is. So I don't think people probably liked it. Maybe they thought it was okay, but they weren't that interested. I know I didn't think very highly of it, even if it was like a good product, let's say. Well programmed, menus work great, shooting feels good. But I'm like, I'm collecting batteries in this beautiful world you've made and then getting ganked right before I hit the thing. Like, just not having fun. Goodbye.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. And I'm not going to tell people to buy the game because I was like, goodbye. So, but you put a PvE mode in, they're like, oh shit, this is just like a Destiny game mode. They could have just put this in Destiny, but you know, they didn't. Like how good Nightreign is. You know, a certain little game called Nightreign. Sometimes these experiments work out. Credit to them for pivoting.
I'll bet you Nightreign's not sold what Sony would call a success, though. They would be like...
No, but Nightreign has a healthy player base. The concurrents on it are really good.
Yeah.
It's more than you'd expect. Like, Nightreign sounds like a fun experiment thing that's going, but like, I get games constantly. Let me just check out Nightreign. I think they, at any time, have 10K in concurrence.
That's really that's very healthy.
12,000 in game right now. That's why I'm like, I find games. There's a scene. I go to the Nightreign subreddit. People post memes like it's beak. You know how people say it's peak?
Yeah.
But there's a bird man, right?
Yeah.
And so the meme is to say it's beak and post a picture of the bird man. It's an it's a meme. If you play Nightreign, you understand that
it's a meme.
It's a meme.
It's a meme. It's a meme. You play the game. It's a funny joke. You post an image.
But the point of what I'm trying to say is that, like the bird guys famously like kind of low damage, and tanks are kind of not a thing, but kind of a thing. So there's this ongoing debate about whether the Guardian is the best Nightfarer or the worst. And because like also they can, like when everyone's like 3 bar down and you look like you're gonna lose, they can somehow hero it out and stay alive for like an hour and res the team and do like really splashy saves, so people end up loving the Guardian. And those people who can do that kind of stuff are like, you guys are talking shit about the best hero in the game. So it's like there's a meme about being beak. Like there's a culture around the game for the people who play it, and it's healthy. I don't know if still that's numbers that a big company is envied. They're like, oh, it's like 12,000 people. This kind of sucks.
I bet Sony wouldn't like it.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, well, it's just like, I don't know what the guys in the office. By the way, the concurrents peak every day at around 30,000, right? Like it's right now it's 10K, but like at prime times it bumps up to 30,000.
That's pretty good.
People log in. I'm looking at the 1 week. Every day it peaks at 35 to 40K. You know, and like let's look at Marathon as a comparison, because it's a multiplayer game with 3 people as well. Wow. You're lucky. The highest point was 14,000. That was with the launch of the PvE mode, but before that, barely broke 6K.
Jeez.
You know? So
it has also dropped since then. Like it hit high during the PvE mode, but it has dropped back down. It's still higher than what baseline was leading up to it, but not by much.
But like a game is the beast that it is, and it's not to say you can't experiment. It's just I think you got to understand your product and what people like about your product in order to make like the right decisions about where to go. And the absolute worst thing to do is look at trends in the gaming industry, which is what it feels like a lot of gaming products do. Oh, people like battle royales, people like Roblox, people like this, people like this. It's like, no, what is it about your game that is like that people are finding super rewarding? Like for me at Nightreign, if they ever did want to do more something, they should do more. We need more maps. I need a relic system that is like way better in terms of getting rolls, because it's anyways, it's this whole tangent, but like their itemization between games, your progression needs work. But new bosses, like there's even you can mod Nightreign and play this online too. I don't know how that works. I think because it's like a hosting deal and it's not on servers. But like there's only like 23 night bosses, so they've added 60 more from like Dark Souls. So they just put a bunch of Dark Souls shit into a modded version of the game that I'm curious to try out actually. So it's like put more bosses in, put more content in. A lot of that content in Nightreign is just drag and dropped from other soft Souls like into the game. Like it's not unique. The big bosses are unique monsters, but like most of everything in there already exists in the game. So that's why mods can just kind of take it and drop it in as content. So yeah. So okay. More of that with a lot of IPs, with Cyberpunk, with I mean even Destiny. You know, there's a lot of room there. People have their favorite games, and Classic Plus is an example of this. Or Classic, I don't know if Plus has come out, but people are playing old ass WoW because they just like WoW.
Yeah,
and they like old ass WoW, and it's fine.
And they're about to play WoW in D&D. That's a good transition right there.
Look at that.
Pretty impressive. This was just leaked. WoW D&D crossover got leaked, and I don't know how to feel about it. It's probably fine, right? I don't know.
So this makes sense. Is it Haidt? Like Jonathan Haidt? Was it? No.
John Haidt, yeah.
John Haidt, yeah. The WoW guy, the WoW writer. He's on the writer team.
He's at Hasbro now. Yeah.
He's at Wizards.
I'm sorry. He's at Wizards. I meant...
Well, which is Hasbro, but he is like, what's important is, you know, he's been out in the media. I've watched a few interviews of him and stuff, repping Wizards. Like, so it's like, oh, that, you know, that makes sense. That connection right there. Like they have inroads, you know, oh, let me call a guy at Blizzard and let's do a product. Right.
Yeah. So
it sounds like we don't really know what it is, but it sounds like, because it appeared on the Roll20 site, going to be like content,
a campaign for D&D.
Yeah, a campaign setting for D&D. That's World of Warcraft.
And there might be some crossover in WoW with like some quests or some collectibles or a mount or something.
You get your races, you get your classes. You'll have Death Knight, like, and you can play WoW D&D now, and that doesn't sound terrible, honestly.
No, I think one of the big advantages is that, you know, World of Warcraft has had some ups and downs in terms of storytelling, but the one thing that I would argue has remained very consistent for World of Warcraft is the world. Like, and because people have spent so much time in it, you know, regardless of when you started or stopped, those zones and those areas and those worlds and those factions and all of that is really well known. And I think that is going to make for, if they build a good core rule set and it's more than just like, well, just play this.
Yeah.
That I think is going to be a fun option, because I know one big barrier to entry with the worlds within Dungeons and Dragons is that's a lot of book lore. You want to dive down that. Like, yes, you can homebrew. Yes, you can do your own thing. Yes, you know, you can kind of just do whatever. But there's a lot of learning there, and I think it's pretty easy for someone to go, I know the World of Warcraft. Like, I can build a campaign around this. I can tell a story within this world. In fact, I'm sure there have been people who have wanted to, beyond just, you know, the Goldshire Inn. Like, there's probably a lot of stories out there for people that have been kind of interested in role playing their own story and all of that. So I actually think this is cool. And I think it's kind of a logical place to do this sort of thing.
Well, yeah, we'll see how it goes. We don't know much about it because it's a leak, but I'll bet I know a few people that work there are probably really stoked. They're huge D&D people, and
it's probably a fun project to put together.
Yeah.
Like, there's probably have no shortage of volunteers who want to like contribute to the project on both sides of the camp.
Yeah.
And famously, 4th edition was back when Wizards was playing a lot of WoW in the heyday of
it
WoW.
Was influenced by it, right? Like,
yeah, there's a lot of influence, like per day, per encounter abilities. Like, it kind of drove a wedge. I think a lot of people, like, it wasn't explicitly WoW inspired, but a lot of people said, like, ew, this game feels like I'm playing a video game. It's D&D. I don't want it to work that way. So I'm curious, because that is kind of how like WoW abilities work, right? Like, is it going to take spell slots to Bubble Hearth? Mm-hmm. You know, or is that on a really big cooldown once a week? You know, like what are we doing here with
well, because I remember there was a lot of criticism of that with 4th edition, right? At the time, they're like, you're going to dumb down the rules, or
an early level. Like, if you were a warrior and you had the taunt mechanic, you had to add a debuff to all the enemies within range that would taunt you, and then the DM would have to decide if they attack anyone else, that creature would take 5 damage. And I'm like, I don't want to calculate that. Like, the taunt should be a skill check. Like, if you successfully like convince somebody, like intimidation roll something to get their attention, then they're taunted. But like pressing the taunt button to like taunt everything in the room because for some reason, hand wavy, the fighter can just provoke attention. Like, there has to be, I think with D&D, what really sells well is the narrative. Like, you don't just swing and do damage, even though mechanically that's what you do, but there's like a narrative behind it. I jumped over a barrel. I, gonna punch as a monk and then do a couple of combo punches, like and maybe something emerges out of these descriptions that would not happen if you're just strictly obeying the rules and playing like a video game or a board game. Yeah. That like asking the player how they do a thing might also mean, oh, one of the NPCs, like I might just do something with that. And then you might do something with something I say. And so that wowification of 4th edition puts so much crunch in that it taxed everyone's mental energy on the theater of the mind and what's going on in the game. So I hope they don't, and I wonder how the translation's going to go. Like I said, I hope the Warriors don't get a taunt button, because it's already dumb enough in game, but we live with it. Yeah. But it's a stupid mechanic, you know. So
yeah, I would want them to see, like, I don't want them to try to put WoW into Dungeons and Dragons in a literal sense, in a mechanical sense. Right. Like, if you want to play WoW, go play WoW. If you want to play Dungeons and Dragons, play Dungeons and Dragons. And if you want to play in the World of Warcraft universe in Dungeons and Dragons, play this. Like that. I want that to be the mesh. I don't want them to try to figure out how, well, rogues just go boosh to stealth, so we don't have to make any logical stealth check anymore because they just booshed. Yeah. Like that. That's not how any of that should go. Like that sort of stuff. I think, and I hope the lesson, because it felt like 5th edition they got this, is that people can build their own stuff if you leave them the freedom to do so.
Yeah.
And I think that was one of the bigger issues with 4th edition, is it put so many mechanical restrictions on things. I think it might have been Kyle who brought this up, so I might be stealing it from him, where it was like, hey, you're this great sorcerer that can launch fireballs and do all these things, but you can't magically light a campfire because the mechanics don't allow for it.
Yeah.
That's just scratching the surface. Like one of the other issues too, I think max level is 30, and then there's subclassing at 10, and then further specialization and subclassing at 30. Now, you remember how much crunch there was just doing 20 levels with only one subclass choice early on, right? Like, you would get to a point at high levels where you'd have like hundreds and hundreds of hit points, and the enemies are like giant sponges, like problems you'd find in a video game, but you have to math it all out at the table. Like, just awful decisions that weren't practical, but maybe fun as an experiment. There was good that came out of it. Tezzeret Dynamite in the chat's like, I use abilities for 4th edition. Sure, like the material itself was pretty decent, and there were certain innovations that were really good. For example,
I really liked the bloodied rule. Like
bloodied rule is pretty good. So that you would tell. You usually don't communicate hit points when you play D&D, but it is an indication that they're below half. That means they could expect a phase 2. That means it just gives the players an idea of how their progress at the very least. Like, you can just do some math and be like, okay, I think they have about this much hit points. So now when I'm picking my abilities, we just need to do maybe 60 and he'll go down. So bloodied is not bad, but my favorite one is minion HP. So one of the ways when you like to do big epic battles, and you remember in the Chinese food restaurant, we had a giant epic battle with hundreds of enemies. I love to do big combats where the team is up against it and there's 5,000 bad guys. Very hard to math out, but feels very epic when you're like, you want to do a comic book style thing. People get powerful that you want to let them mow things down with their fireballs and giant abilities. You kind of got to throw the book at them, but it is hard to manage, and not every enemy has to be a mummy lord or some mechanical nightmare that is like that. It adds variety. So minion HP just means if a bigger monster has smaller adds, as we call them, they just have one hit point. So it's good enough just to hit them, right? Like, you do an ability, you hit them, and it cuts down on crunch, and you can still describe things epically, and you reserve it for monsters that make sense, obviously. You don't want to fight a basilisk with 1 HP, but zombies and skeletons and hordes of bandits and stuff like that, just give them 1 HP. It's good enough. Yeah. So that's also, I was a really big fan of that innovation because that was unheard of prior to 4th.
Yeah.
So yeah, but it's a fun exercise. I'd probably want to be in those meetings that help have opinions and discussions about how to make the D&D WoW crossover, because there's a lot of cool stuff in WoW. So
I need to ping. I just want to ask Chris if he's involved, and
he's got to be.
He's got to be.
Yeah, dude wrote and published Ouroboros, and there's a D&D project. He can't. I don't see him not being involved.
I agree. He'd have to add outright not want to do it for that not to happen. And I can't imagine he wouldn't. Involved,
maybe not be he's writing, but he's a consultant on the project, or John and him, I'm sure, are peers. So no doubt there was some communication between those two. I've seen them on stage together. I don't know personal life wise, but I would think they work well.
John Haidt's a very kind man. He was very nice to me when.
Yeah, I think he's well regarded, and I would expect that to be the working relationship to be good. I'd expect yes, is what I'm saying.
All right. We'll see what happens. For now, though, we got an email to read. This came to 10hams.com, and it is the text. It's from Mouse Divided. Love that name. It's like House Divided, but Mouse.
Mouse Divided will not stand.
It will not. He says this, hello, core crew. I took advantage of the Steam sale for Final Fantasy VII Remake, and I'm really enjoying my playtime. Just destroyed Airbuster. Having never played...
Got as far as you, Scott.
Yeah, but probably further than me now. Having never played the original, but hearing you all speak about how the remake is most likely some multiverse version of the original, I'm finding myself wondering what the cloud headache / vision moments really mean. My question is not asking you to explain them, but instead, should I spoil myself on the original game or continue with my ignorance? Will the PS1 story help me make sense of those visions or make them more understandable? Or should I just let it go and keep playing? Keep up the great show. So, John, what would you do?
I think if you're having fun, just keep going.
Okay.
I also, when I played, was curious about this, and I read into it, and this is actually a sequel, tinfoil hat enjoyer. You know, I'm fully in that camp that remake is a sequel. But I think that it does a good enough job telling its own story where I don't think you necessarily need that information. Play through it, have a good time, and either while you're waiting for the third one to come out or whatever, you know, go try it. It's a very different game, though. And I think my concern would be breaking up what you're into and having fun with to go play something that you may or may not have a good time with to answer questions you're not going to get the answer to yet because we don't know. Like, is there multiversal things? Definitely. But what's the scope of that? What does that mean? How does it connect to the bigger picture? We still don't have the answer to that. So going to try and put those pieces together, you're not going to get a resolution. So you might just keep having fun.
It's a good point. The third part's not out yet. Right. So we don't, and they're saving that. I think the second one is giving us a little bit clearer of a picture.
Sure. But I would hope so by number 2, you would.
But no, but I couldn't, like John said, the explanation, we're still in theorizing land. We can still chat about it and be like, I don't know, maybe it's this, maybe it's that. One thing I will say, though, even though it's a variation, it follows the original game very closely as well. So if you're enjoying the new ones and go back as a chore to find out or to watch, you'll spoil what you're currently playing. And if there's any enjoyment from the mystery because it's new to you, I would value that over going back. You know, it's a very old game. So, and it's the PS1 era graphics business.
Do you think
I can play a SNES game and be like, cool, but playing old PS1 games is kind of painful.
It is a little hard. If you look at this as a retcon of the original lore of 7, is there an expectation from either of you, super fans of 7, to want more in that particular timeline and setting after these remakes so that trilogy's done? Can they then, I don't want to get into what characters don't make it through or any of that shit, but
sure,
would you like to keep going in there? And is that the idea? Do you think that's what they're doing here, is resetting it and making this the retconned, now this is canon, this is the timeline, and now we're going to make more on top of this because this is such a money-making
I'll try to
franchise.
answer quickly to give John a chance to respond if he has more fulsome, but my answer is both yes and no. Like, I'm happy just to replay it, but if they've got a good thing up their sleeve, I'm also happy to do another one. But I'd be okay. You know, it's 3 games. I'd be okay just saying the story's wrapped up.
Yeah.
On the next one.
What do you say, John?
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. Again, like, I don't think that this is a retcon. I think this is, again, a sequel.
Yeah.
But they've done sequels to the original. You know, there were the movies. There's been other games. They've done it before, and honestly, I haven't loved how the story has continued. Like, 7 has a very abrupt ending. For anybody who has played to the end of it, it's kind of jarring how quickly it's over and then left ambiguous at the end. And Advent Children, the movie, continues that, which is why people were hungry for it. To me, Advent Children is a visual feast and a disappointing continuation. Like, I love watching that movie. But when I think about what that means for the characters that I like from the story, I find it a little disappointing. So there's a part of me that hopes this is its own separate thing and that it kind of nullifies what has originally come after. Like, to me, it would probably be disappointing if this ended so in line with the original that it's like, well, you want to know what the sequel to this is? Watch Advent Children again. I kind of don't want that to continue to be the end point for the story.
Okay. Well, I don't know what they're going to do. I try to look at it from a pure like business standpoint, and it feels like the 7 universe is just so profitable. Like they just had the fandom is so deep, and it just seems like they'd be dumb not to try to do something. But I also don't want them to screw that up.
I mean, they'll keep doing stuff for sure.
Yeah.
I think they'll keep doing stuff too because they take a lot of stuff from the Yakuza playbook. Like I felt like I was playing Final Fantasy Yakuza a little bit with just all the mini games.
Interesting.
Like it wasn't like too. Part of it was like, well, it's Gold Saucer. It's got it's got to have a lot of games. But there's a ton of mini games outside of the Gold Saucer, and I'm like, why did they put Queen's Blood in here? Every zone has a special mini game to get a thing. Like the amount of effort they did making games within a game, right? Like every mini game is a game. There are like 20 mini games. It's just, where did the staff for all of this shit come from? So I hope 3 is like minigame free because they're gonna make it like a balls out fighting game, and like which includes like new content, but they can take all their content from 1 and 2 and toss it in there remixed and give us a good meaty chunky even replayable game. I don't think they're gonna do that. I have like high expectations. It's gonna be Cloud Yakuza 3, so
If there's karaoke, I'm in. Let's do it.
Yeah. But they do seem to be doing that. So that's another example of a world that they're slowly building out into a bigger game world that they could just build out a 4th time for story reasons.
We would be remiss if we didn't at least mention there's been this mod that just dropped recently that is all new shaders for the game for Rebirth. Which he's not
for
too.
both, I believe.
Oh, is it for remake as well?
Both,
oh,
yeah.
I didn't know that. That's
it's
even better.
definitely for Rebirth. I think it's for both.
So I saw some of the comparison stuff over on.
I'm not playing them a 3rd time.
Who does the video comparison?
Nexus. Oh, I thought you were talking about who was hosting it.
The YouTube people that always split screen and say the PS4 Pro version looks like this and PC version is underperforming. I can't think of something Forge. No, something. Shit.
Forge sound right. Forge.
No, Digital Foundry. That's it. Digital Foundry. Okay. It's not even close to Forge, but we had it as an F in there. There's an F.
A Forge. You'll find a Forge in a Foundry.
I agree. You know what?
You find a Forge in a Foundry.
You're totally right. So Digital Foundry did the thing where they showed the shaders before and after. It is striking, dude. Striking how different it looks.
There's the link if you want to share it.
Yeah, we should share this out or at least put it in the notes or something.
Well, they should make their mods sooner so some of us can enjoy them. I've already played the game actually 3 times because I played them in hard mode. Like I played the game again, played the game in hard mode. Like,
yeah, you played it a lot. But it was kind of like almost like making you ask the question, why wasn't this what they had in the first place? And
but the funny thing is I didn't think there was anything wrong with it the first time I looked at it, but then you see it with this and you're like, well, I can't go back.
Yeah, it just looks that good. Like it's really shocking.
But sometimes this stuff, like, I worry a little bit because yes, it looks better, but like there are some like artistic intents behind some of it, and I just worry that even though it doesn't look as good, like when like there's a darkened hallway, let's say,
yeah,
and it's just not quite as dark. Or it's darker than it needs to be. This happened with Witcher because Witcher put RTX ray tracing in for the sun, and in the evenings and at dusk, everyone's yellow.
Oh, weird!
Like it's not a bad, like it's a warm glow look, but like at a certain point, it was getting a little annoying, and also the dungeons were extra dark, like where I felt like I was mandatory to have cat on because like cat flask to see in the dark because I just could not see. And I was like, I remember being dark, but I don't remember being at this low visibility. So as good as these things look, they are tested to be like playable, and the visuals to be like, for certain reasons beyond just like appearance, in terms of functionality and all that, where it's like, it's not a no-brainer to put these things on, in my opinion.
Well, that's a fair point. I think those are all good points. I think that this listener, before you start Rebirth, maybe just look into this and then decide, what's best for you.
And it might be that it's okay. It's just it's experimental. And sometimes when you put it in, you're like, oh man, it looks way better. But then you have a harder time playing the game. You're like, damn it, I gotta uninstall it, but I don't want to uninstall it.
The Xantar in the chat is stoked about it. Great. I think this one's a no-brainer. It's so good. I've tried a few chapters.
Plays it all the time. Like,
he's into
big Final Fantasy fan.
Yeah, if you're playing it's good timing, but like, I'm done with it.
Yeah, sure. What are you gonna say, John?
I'm in the middle of a playthrough because Beau and I kept putting off our bonus show until I finished the Rebirth playthrough. So
very nice.
We'll finish the Rebirth playthrough with this turned on.
Nice. See, some of us here finish games twice, and some of us here finish them never. And that's me. All right, that is your feedback this week. Thanks for that. Keep it coming, 10hams.com, or you can send us an email to show. It's not on here. Why? Where did I move it this time? It's show@core.show. That's it.
Show@core.show.
Core@show.core. Shit.
I'm
really not trying to screw this up. Show@core.show. That's where you send it in, okay?
Show.
Now, before we go, we have to do a thing. It's this. We let the soldier on the front send his letter home about today's games to remind Martha what we played, and that's mainly just because some of you at home aren't paying attention.
Wait, before Martha starts, can I just congratulate us?
On what?
We didn't talk about AI the entire 4 hours.
Well, now we did, but yeah, we have.
No, I'm not talking about it. I'm just pointing it out. Congratulations, team.
I did. No, you know what? This isn't true, though. At the very beginning or near the top, I said that maybe the enshittification. Oh, was that pre-show?
Might have been pre-show. I wasn't listening anyway, so it doesn't count.
Holy shit, that made me laugh. All right. So anyway, back to the Civil War and news from home, news from the front. Let's send it over to dear Martha to tell us what the hell happened today.
My dearest Martha, boy, we're having fun here today. Games we talked about were PowerWash Simulator 2 and its Star Wars DLC. So if you're thinking to yourself, I could have sworn those boys talked about Star Wars, the game was PowerWash Simulator 2. They also talked about, like, all of the Assassin's Creed games. Like, every single one, probably. There's a lot of them, but I'm sure they were all in there, and Scott played at least a minute of all of them. But mostly we talked about Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced, and for some reason Far Cry 4. We also talked about Granblue Fantasy Relink for a second or two, and Minegeon Renegades.
Yeah, briefly.
Got mentioned.
Yeah.
You look it up. John played Marvel Midnight Suns. That's a game. Beau played, and I'm checking this, it's not Elden Ring Nightreign. Now, he played that too, but he also played Doom the Dark Ages Revelations, not to be confused with Final Fantasy VII Revelations, which is a game that is not out yet.
Yeah, no.
And he also told us that he's a Genshin Impact book enjoyer. And Elden Ring Nightreign. I'll just say it again, in case you missed it.
Sure. And then you sign out. Oh yeah, go ahead.
It's a letter. It's not interactive.
Scott's done with your letter.
Yours in this life and the next. Apparently wrote too long.
Yeah, no numbers.
.com.
Okay. No, it wasn't that it was too long. I just expected a There was a big pause there, and I thought maybe we forgot to do the sign out. I don't know what I thought.
That was dramatic.
It was very dramatic. It was done for
drama.
dramatic effect, and I'm here for it. All right, that's it. We'll be back next week. Normal time, should be Thursday, and we'd love to see you there. Lots of stuff between now and then, so go play some fun games. Send in your feedback, your comments, your thoughts, and we will all meet here again one more time. For me, for John, for Beau. I made it sound like that's going to be our last episode. Not one more time. We're going to meet again next week. Not the last time, but another time. Yeah, time. See you then.
This has been a Frog Pants production. Find all our shows at frogpants.com.
Back to Pokemon Go.